past few weeks, and it gets the old creative juices flowing, and there's just so many things I want to. You know what my favorite thing is that I'm a really big fan of Spoony, his Counter Monkey YouTube channel and his videos. He doesn't release stuff
Spoony.
nearly as often anymore, but it's tales of role playing.
It's been a while since I've seen Spoonie's stuff. I forgot about him.
Yeah, old Spoony. But his Countermount, a lot of it is all D&D, right? But I think my favorite episode, one of my favorite episodes, is Don't Go on the Boat, right? Because he's talking about how DMs, they're getting sick of flipping through all this stuff through the Dungeon Master and not coming up with cool monsters. But like a third of all monsters are aquatic creatures that people never end up fight because they're never by water. So he's going, like, pretty much the bulk of that episode is him just flipping through the book and be like, look at that, look how cool that is. He gets to an image of a giant squid, he's like, look at you. I want you guys to fight it. I want to see what happens. And I'm like, that's me. People always think like being a GM is boring because you kind of quote unquote know everything. They don't know. You flip through books and you're just like, I want to see them fight this. Let's see what happens. But for me, it isn't just necessarily fighting this. It's I want to put them in this situation and see what they do, right? Like the Baron. My favorite thing was I'm like, what would the Baron do? I know who the Baron is. Well, he doesn't like their stupid morality, so let's have him turn it against them. And I'm like, oh my god. What are they gonna do? And I found out what you guys did, and it was fun.
Yeah, I think every time I've ever gotten excited as a GM is because there's something coming up that I just want to see how you guys react to.
I'll see you fight it. Fight it.
By the way, Inferno, I think I just beat you to the tweet.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you did, because I was too busy talking about fighting squids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll retweet your tweet if you retweet mine.
Okay.
Oh my god, you're doing tweet for tweet. Oh.
Really quickly.
Tweet for tweets. Oh, remember back in the golden age of YouTube when it was sub for sub? When you used to have your own channel you could customize the background of? Remember that? And like every other message would be sub for sub, sub for sub.
I was just talking to one of my friends the other day. Like, I remember when I first started streaming, it was just a bunch of like entering codes in order to stream on Justin TV.
Oh,
yeah.
Before Twitch existed.
Justin TV.
Yeah.
God, isn't Twitch technically a part of Justin TV?
Yep.
Although I think Justin TV. Okay, I think Justin TV is still a thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But there was also a live streamer that Squee used to show his slideshows. Ustream.
And then there was a point in time when we used owned 3D.
That's right. Oh yeah, Squee. You had some good streams back in the day.
What's up, Vern?
I just wanted to say something real quick to people listening. I'm sick, so I'm gonna sound like this for the rest of the session. All right.
We have to play like some like jazzy, like sultry. Yeah.
By the way, I'm totally picking sides, and I just retweeted and favorited Criana's, not yours.
Oh, you
Take
whore!
Take that.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay, let me just go into my session notes.
I'm the
and
favorite.
do a few things. Just gonna change a few.
Oh no!
Mila dies.
No.
No, not me. I'm not taking it on you. I'm taking it on a certain nerd.
You leave August alone.
Well, luckily I hate Criana's guts, so I am tweeting Infernos.
God damn you, Squee! All our Twitter followers are gonna be like, "Oh my fucking god, will they stop?"
I always, every time Criana sends like some funny post about what a cat does, I always send back some really horrible like, and then the cat was like, "You act like a bitch, you die like a bitch."
That's right, yeah.
You shouldn't have ate those donuts, Criana.
You rue the day.
You shouldn't have ate those donuts.
You didn't know I ate the donuts. I left and said nothing, and you continued to talk for 5 minutes.
So,
Welcome
Paul-
to. Go ahead.
I just want to let the people who are watching this right now, because this will be uploading this raw on YouTube. If Future Inferno is smart, Future Inferno will put a timestamp in the description when we actually physically start the session, because we're waiting a few minutes for people to file in, and we're going to just put in a few kind of rules of our chat room ahead of time. So if you don't want to listen to our banter or that, feel free to press the timestamp. If Future Inferno doesn't do this, if one of you on the internet could leave a comment and tell Future Inferno that he's an asshole and he should do it, that might remind Future Inferno.
Give him
He
that
might
power.
also get confused and just angry at you.
In the meantime, welcome to Criana and Squee. Just don't know how to let things go.
Yeah.
Alright, use the washroom before we
He doesn't know how
start.
to let things go.
It's true. I'm still pissed at my doctor, the one that birthed me, because that man slapped me in the back.
The one that
As
birthed you.
opposed to what?
Yeah. As opposed to
Slapping you in the
not
face.
hitting people.
Hi,
He's a
chat.
doctor. He's supposed
It's
to
me. Hi, Nathan. I'm glad you could make it. I'm interacting with the chat because we're streaming.
Did you know
No.
we are streaming at the
Live.
moment?
You can
You
talk to
understand
people.
what that's for, right?
And then when we
Squee?
start getting into
Of
it, I'll
course,
just type
Bird.
like this. Look, I
I
too
have a headache.
can
I'm sorry.
type. Look at that. See, I just typed something to the chat. Hey,
It's true.
fuckers.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa.
Calm
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Take
The
a
right-
chill pill.
I was being nice to chat, and then I said hi, fuckers.
Jeez.
Oh.
Channel a little
Wow.
grim there.
You didn't say how long you were going to be nice for.
It's true. It's not. I guess that is what Grim would say.
Yeah. You were totally channeling.
Okay. To be fair,
Like-
I just read this manga, and like, there's the teacher in this manga that's amazing, and she just comes in and she's like, "All right, listen up, you fuckers," and I'm like, I would talk to a class of students like that.
So fired.
Oh, Cranaface, you're doodling during the stream?
Yeah. So,
That's
people
cool.
in chat, if you'd like, if you don't have Twitter and didn't see, I'm doodling during the stream. So if you have any riffs related doodles, I will draw them. Just either tweet me back or type something in
Oh.
chat for me to
I
doodle.
will make a request then.
Do you want to show what you're doodling? Do you want to do something like that?
Yeah,
'Cause
I
you're
can-
free to. If not,
Yeah, sure. Let me get on my other account, and I'll just have it on whatchamacallit, screen share.
Groovy. So yeah, we'll wait for you to get that set up, and I think that's more than enough time. We can set up our ground rules and get on with the dang session. Because I'm excited.
Indubitably.
All right, sign in. I have too many Google accounts. All right, where is this thing? There we go.
I have made an official request for you, Criana.
Oh, did you tweet? Did you tweet me at CrianaGaming.org? Cool. I don't want it to show my face. Don't show my face, computer. Just allow it.
Just allow it, but
Don't
show my face.
I don't want people to see my stupid face. Alright. Join.
Oh, did you know? Okay, I saw a comment on one of our Rift videos.
Mhm.
One, and this was a few months ago, so I don't know if they were able to pull it off or not. They wanted to make Criano, I keep forgetting. What's the name of that program that makes us into kitties and molds
Face
and stuff?
rig.
Oh,
Face
face
rig,
rig.
yeah. They wanted to make a face rig for all the Rift characters, like Patrick, Mila, Al, and Tom.
Oh yeah.
That'd be mind-boggling.
It would be.
And also terrifying.
It would be
Yeah.
that too. All of these
Screen
things.
share. Do I have any porn up? I don't think I do.
There was also somebody else that was suggesting we switch from Google Hangouts to a program called Discord,
TeamSpeak.
which
Oh,
Piph and I use.
Oh yeah, I heard someone talking about that.
Discord
Yeah?
is actually fairly good. It's basically think of TeamSpeak and Skype mushed together and free.
Huh.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot more stable IP or connection-wise with audio.
What the fuck does Hannibal look like again?
He looks like a border
I have
collie.
reference picture.
Border collie?
Yeah, give him. Yeah.
I can give you the reference picture. Give me a second.
Life easier. Oh,
Yeah,
he's cute!
or that works. Yeah.
He's Doge.
He's
Bork.
Doge.
Porf.
Barf.
Is he
No,
on
only
the...
one. Only one. And Baby Junior is technically a wolf,
Yeah,
right? And only Baby Junior goes barf.
that's true. Barf?
Yeah.
Barf.
Here's the one that I had.
Okay,
I'll
let me
talk
see.
to the riffs RP.
I'm terrible at drawing animals, so this will be fun.
There.
This will be fun.
Yeah.
I second this. This will be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Ground rules.
we won't. The important thing is, of course, when we lay down our chat ground rules, we're not going to name names or anything like that. But
Squee.
we've noticed over the Squee. No, but we've noticed over the past few weeks there's been a big trend in our chat room where I'm just going to say there are overly long personal stories that should probably stay personal. Now, a chat room is to chat, so we don't want to discourage people from talking, but we do want to discourage if you're a single individual and you're just dominating the chat room, we ask you to let your other fellow chatters have an equal opportunity. And perhaps if myself or one of the fellow players say that they're feeling uncomfortable and to change the subject, if you could do so, that would be awesome. We would really appreciate that. Anything else you guys wanted to add?
Yeah, just that while we don't mind people going off in other directions and things like that, the idea of a chat room is to get with friends and with us and commentate upon what's happening in the chat. And while sometimes digressing this way or that way is fine, it's just kind of weird. Let's just take an example of, let's say we're in Rifts and there's a 2-hour discussion of Spider-Man versus Superman or something. That makes no sense. It really doesn't have a place in the chat room in that moment.
So you're saying I can't post my entire theology of Sonic and Edward Collins from Twilight?
You can, but not in our goddamn chat room, Piph, and not while we're playing.
No.
God damn it. But that's the only time where people read my things.
If it's taking his hand off the paste.
Cool. Anything else anyone would like to add?
No, I think that's just it. Just be cool, be nice and respectful to other chatters that come in, and let me berate you with insults, and I think we'll be okay.
Well, I think we should have the golden rule both ways, Criana.
What? Don't be a hypocrite in front of
No, don't. No, but you know what? We both could be better. We both could be better. Let's not call the chat room fuckers. Can we at least agree
Okay,
to that?
fine, I won't. I'm sorry,
Alright.
Chad, I called you fuckers. You're not fuckers.
All right. The little fuckers aren't fuckers.
Oh my
Good
god.
thing I'll never be a
Alright.
teacher.
Their words are hilarious. Alright. Anywho, are we good to start?
I think so.
I think so.
My
I do have a
goddamn
question. Where are we planning on starting? Because I did have one short thing I'd like to do before we leave.
Well, things are very flexible. I was going to start with you guys about to leave Lacree or getting ready to leave Lacree. But if you have like a scene or something you want to do in mind before that, we can definitely do that.
No.
We're in a very kind of flexible. No, you're good?
Yeah, right before we leave is fine. It shouldn't take very long at all.
Yeah, I'm not going to start you in the Rhapsody, like ready to go to Ipshaming. You're still. We ended in Lacree. We'll start in Lacree, but with you guys kind of getting ready to go
All right.
the next morning. Okay. So with that, Squeepy, what did you have in mind?
Al was gonna stop by the mirror. I forget. I'm sorry.
The mirror
name.
door.
The mirrored door, and speak to the dwarf that had been so hospitable and helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Not Brewbeard, the
her-
other one.
Yep. The other one. Let's, in an effort to not be racist,
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll inform you of her actual name, which is, give me a moment, Ofuna Strong River.
Okay.
She's the owner and operator of the Mirrored Door, and yes, she's the one who really helped organize all these L-Zone Prime refugees.
Okay. Al would go to her and he'd say, "Well, we're
Mm-hmm.
about to head out, and just wanted to let you know, and again say thank you for being so helpful."
Oh, well, you're very welcome. We can't really speak for everybody here, but it's not just me who did this. Sure, I helped organize everything, but if you really want to thank people, you should thank this half a dozen or so homes that have taken people in, and plus thank yourselves. You did foot the bill for the other half of the refugees to give them a roof over their head and some food in their stomach for the next few weeks. But I understand what you mean. You're very welcome.
Well, I I will definitely try. I'm just curious. We are headed towards Ipswich, and of course we travel around a lot.
Mhm.
But I do want to try and find a way to say thank you in a more personal level to try and help you out. Is there anything that you need that maybe you have trouble getting a hold of or access to?
Well, you said you were headed to Ishpeming, the Northern Gun. I'm not too sure what Patrick told you or not, but much of the folks here, our main economy is actually refurbishing electronics and creating new items out of scrap. We get that scrap from the Northern Gun, more specifically, a fellow named Edward. Give me a moment. A man named Edward Sauerland. He's the owner of a local, well, I guess you could say, junkyard, used emporium. We have an agreement, a contract with him for him to, bring over, haul over scrap goods, and we pay him a small stipend. Problem is, however, is that the past year and a half, we agreed on monthly deliveries, and there are quite a few of them that are showing up late, and a few that do not show up at all. Now, of course, we have more than enough to deal with right now, but we have to worry about the future of Lacree, and we have to worry about it growing. If there's some sort of discrepancy between Edward Sauerland, perhaps you could look into it. Make sure everything is going smoothly.
I will certainly see what I can do.
Good.
But again,
Well,
thank you for
be
your
much
time.
appreciated.
Mm. And then as Al heads out, he's going to nonchalantly try and see if he can run into Brewbeard. Like, not physically, just...
Oh, that doesn't take very long.
Okay.
Because he's not at her door this time.
Mm-hmm.
He's just down the road, actually, talking with a few other individuals. One of them being a member of the L Zone Prime crew. He's giving a. You could actually hear him about half a block away before you see him, but you're able to approach him, not a problem.
He would say, Brewbeard, wanted to say
Hi.
bye before we headed out and see if you had a moment to talk.
Oh, well, and he kind of gives a nod to the two other individuals he was talking to. Sure. Let's have a chat, Elf, before you head off yet again.
And Al would kind of lead him away on his own, if he
Sure.
follows.
You go past the recycled press roadway of Lacree and find a little spot where there really isn't anyone nearby listening in that you can
And
see.
He'd elbow Brewbeard and say, so I heard you're looking at courting the fine lady at the establishment over there, and he'll nod his head that way.
Ofuna. Yes. We talked about that. First of all, it's not a rumor if I admit to it. And second of all, you elbow me one more time, Alf, and I'm going to elbow you right back. And he kind of gives a bit of a smirk, but his eyes are pretty steely at you.
Al, goes, now. That is no way to help someone, or to talk to someone trying to help you out. If you wanted to get
and
on
what
her
can
good
you do
side,
to help me out? Mm-hmm.
I happen to know a way of getting on her good side.
I see. Well, are you going to stand there, or are you going to tell me?
And Al is going to kind of, I don't want to have to repeat the whole thing, but basically say, that they have an agreement with that gentleman, Edward, and that some of the shipments have been coming in late and not at all. And she said to me specifically, if there was a way to just make sure everything was running smoothly, it'd be a great help to her. Now imagine if you're the one that fixes that little problem.
Aye, yes, she'd be very grateful, not only in solving her problem, but she would see that I'm a lot better than just a door polisher. So, the reason why everything is going slowly. You need me to crack a few skulls, make sure everything's running in tip-top shape around here?
I wouldn't dream of telling you how to do your job. I'm simply letting you know that there's an opportunity for you.
Okay, well, you have to give me a few more specifics. You can't just say, well, that house is on fire, but we don't know where to find any water. Same thing here. Why are she admitted that the shipments are becoming late. Is it something here on this end? Are the individuals, taking it in, the problem?
Al spreads his hands. I have no idea. I haven't even had a chance to look into it. I thought that you would want the opportunity. If it were easy, it wouldn't impress her.
Tell you what. You saved my fine dwarven derriere. So, let's make this sporting. Al, he says, how about we have a wager? The first one to solve the problem wins. Best of luck.
Best of luck.
Well.
With that, Al would start walking away with no intention whatsoever of attempting to solve this problem.
Okay. Well, you better start running. I solve problems pretty quickly. You hear Brewbraid call after you. But we can end the scene there, if you like. Okie dokie. Anyone else have anything? There's one last little kind of scene that I have in mind before you guys leave Lacree proper, but let me throw things more over on your end first. Is there anything in particular you guys would like to do?
Not me personally, no.
Okay, great.
He really just needs to focus on his artwork, okay, guys?
All right. So, before you leave, of course, Patrick's parents, Holly and Victor, before they leave, they have a gift they want to give their son. They were still tinkering and working on it while the last time you visited, but they just put the finishing touches on them right now. And they hand Patrick over what looks like a handheld device. It has a handle down the middle of it, and then the top, almost like the head of a hammer, but much larger, right? Think of almost like a very small sledgehammer, but the head of the hammer, in fact, is a view screen. And they explain that this is a heat detector. It is used it has special sensors within it that have been customized by your parents to pick up and to measure heat emanations. It can generally monitor temperature within a 250-foot range, or you can, with a few turns of the dial and a few calibrations of the machine, you can make it directional to pinpoint a very specific heat target or a very specific heat point. And that field of detection is about 25 feet, right? Not like within 25 feet around you, but if you want to pinpoint a particular area within, like, say, a 250-foot radius, it has to be about 25 feet large, right? Weighs about 8 pounds in your hand, but is very portable, and it runs on practically like E-clips. But the E-clip that's in it right now, as long as it isn't running constantly, it will last for a good solid 20 hours before it needs to be charged. So I'm going to copy and paste the specifics here for you, Piph. I'm going to put that over in chat. I mean, in our Skype, so you can make note, put it in your section. But with that gift, and of course, fondest wishes and a few reminders to stay safe and to visit soon, your parents will see you off.
Patrick will thank them very much for a gift in general. He was not expecting one, but he says that he will try to basically get a gift of his own to them at some point in the future.
They let you know that your safety and your adventures and hearing about them is all the gift that they need from their dear son. So with that, guys, I'm wondering, is it okay if I switch things more to as you travel back to the Rhapsody to take a more narrative approach to speed things along? Is that groovy?
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
fine.
Al would want to talk to Patrick about something as they're traveling back, but we can do that later. So.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll move things along real quick, and then during the Behemoth travel part, I'll throw it to you and Patrick. Sound good?
Yes.
And then once that resolved, then we'll continue. So sure enough, yourselves, Alicia, Bear, Blink, and August regroup near the front entrance to Lacree. More specifically, that rickety lift, not rickety, but that refurbished lift that is used to ascend to Lacree proper. You collect your things and once again descend down to the base of this huge scrap heap that is Patrick's home. You head back to the Behemoth, finding it, although still dinged up, the sensory system still blown apart. It has not been. It doesn't look like it's been changed or altered in any way. You enter in, and for the past little while, the Behemoth has been very, very cramped, with yourselves and 23 other individuals using this large robot as space. It is nice to finally have this place more to yourselves. Of course, there is still quite a bit of the folks of Lacree. The folks of Elzone Prime did come and take their personal belongings, but the Behemoth is still in a slightly disheveled shape. It will require a little bit of cleanup to get things back in order that you like. But sure enough, who would be piloting at this point? I guess Al and Mila are the only ones who are trained specifically, although Blink knows how to drive this as well, as does Dom now too. He knows how to pilot.
Yeah.
So, robots and power armor. So, who would like to be the pilot on this little journey back to the Rhapsody, where the Rhapsody is hidden?
I honestly don't mind.
I was gonna say not Mila.
Okay. Then if you don't mind, how about we'll let Blink do it, since Blink doesn't get to do a whole lot other than be confessed to. So Blink, takes the opportunity to acquaint herself with the cockpit itself, and after a few lurches, the Behemoth is on its way back to the northeast, along the swampy coastline in which Tom hid the Rhapsody underwater. During that journey, let's throw it to Patrick and Al, who have a little something in mind.
Al would just, at some point, he'd go up to Patrick, and he'd say, I had some time to talk to your parents last night. It was a very enlightening conversation.
They do like to talk a lot about their little projects.
Actually, they spent most of the time talking about you. Oh, they just told me what you were like as a child and all the little things you got up to. They are very fond of you.
Oh.
Which makes sense, obviously.
Sorry, God's just laughing. Parents really love you. Did you know that?
Al would be quiet for a little bit, and he'd say, "Look, I know we have a lot of things to do, and a lot of places to be, but we have the Rhapsody now. Anytime you want to visit your parents, just say the word."
Yeah. I was hoping to visit them more often. Maybe something as a token I can bring back with. I suppose same with you. If you ever want to visit your is your parents still around?
um, I I have a father and a baby sister, though I suppose she's not much of a baby anymore. But I don't think I'll ever be able to see them again. So take it from me when I say that it's not to underestimate what you have.
Sure.
Al he looks very, very sad.
Well, if you
Yay.
wanna talk about it, I'm available in usually the lab, as he like slowly kind of like swings his arms and starts walking backwards.
Hang on, let me think for a second. I think Al would unconsciously start following. And he'd be like, "No, I mean, I'm fine. I guess I never really try not to think about him too much, you know. But oh, Patrick, you'd have loved my little sister. She loves machines just like you, really good at fixing them." And then like Al just kind of like starts following Patrick, talking about his family the whole time, saying, "No, he's fine."
They sound like delightful people as Patrick continues to kind of go. I guess he wants to talk now. He'll keep going to his lab, I guess.
As you
Al
walk
just-
over, you see August. He's in a nearby couch. He's working on his personal computer, and you can see he looks over at the both of you over the view screen with an eyebrow raised before bringing his bespeckled eyes back to his view screen. He doesn't say anything, but he sees you.
Patrick eventually makes it to his bench as he sits down, and he he's currently switching on and checking out all the differences that this new toy that was given to him by his parents. But he's certainly paying a lot of attention to what Al is saying.
Al doesn't. Al seems very like he's not there. He's more in the past. He talks a lot about a baby sister he seems very, very fond of, how she used to take apart all the appliances in the house and put them back together, and how he will get into how he won't ever probably be able to see them again because they're in Chi-Town, and she would never survive outside of Chi-Town, and then he kind of just grows quiet eventually. He doesn't leave. He's still there. Like, he doesn't even realize he's still there.
He like as he grows quiet, Patrick will like like in the middle of tinkering, like look over to Al and just what does he look like at this point?
He is staring up at the ceiling as if he's like lost in memories. He's like leaned back. He's got his hands behind his head. His feet probably kicked up on Patrick's table. And he's staring at the ceiling.
Patrick will look over at this, think to himself, I think he's done. And then slowly put down his heat thing. He's done checking it over, and he's going to go back and plug in his um plug something into the back of his head, and most likely also lean back with Al. Maybe not so nonchalantly, but definitely leaning back, getting more comfortable.
You'll notice that Al's face seems normal, but when you lean back, he's actually silently like weeping, like he has tears running down his cheeks. But I don't like he doesn't seem to notice them.
Patrick is just staring at he's staring at this all happening, and he's just like, he thinks in his head, you know what? I've learned in the past to not let these things go because it's gonna bite me in the butt. He could be freaking possessed, all I know.
Human emotions.
Possessed by human emotion.
And he goes, "Hey, Al."
What?
Your sister seems like a very nice person.
Oh. And Al like starts scrubbing his face and going, "Yeah, yeah, look, you seem very, very busy. I'll leave you to it. Make sure everything's running fine." And then he'll just pat Tom on the shoulder and say, "Again, anytime you want to see your family, just say the word." And
Tom, you're there.
Huh?
Tom
What?
is in the corner.
I'm sorry. Patrick. He tells Patrick that.
Man, if you really did tell Tom that, that would
Oh my
be
god!
so mean.
Oh
my God.
If you ever want to go back, it's cool.
Look, there might be something there under the glass. Okay, I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Whoa, too soon. Not cool.
Okay. Yeah, he would just say Patrick anytime, and then he'd squeeze Patrick's shoulder and then walk away. Al would then shut himself in his old room.
Okie dokie.
And
mhm.
during this entire time, Tom's been cleaning out his own old room.
Okay, cool, perfect. Anything in particular that Milo would want to be doing? Don't feel obligated, but I figured I'd give you a shot there, Criana Face.
I think Mila would just kind of be meandering, doing her Mila thing.
Okay, cool. So singing, telling stories, poking at stuff.
If she sees August, though, she'll get really quiet and, tiptoe out of the room.
Okay, great. Actually, roll me D100. I'm totally having you stealth this.
Okay, cool.
See if he notices you.
No,
Like noticing you tiptoe, you know what I mean?
So
It was a
stealthy.
failure?
This is 92. I don't know what do I
I
have?
don't think it's
Prowl.
92.
Oh, a prowl. Yeah, I do.
Prowl.
Hang on. I have a 92% for prowling.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, perfect.
Yeah, she's a probably level
Perfect.
10 by this point.
Yeah, you enter the room. You see Patrick kind of in the living area on that couch there, right? He's clicking away, and it looks like he's about to sneeze, and you start dramatically tiptoeing out of the way, but the sneeze goes away, and he doesn't look away from the screen. So you
Oh, good.
weren't caught.
I just want to
Trying
point out,
find him.
Al is so unconsciously jelly of that prowl right now.
Yep. Well,
Oh.
everyone has their skills, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wrong.
yeah.
It's only about Prowl Inferno.
Guys, remember, if you need anyone to sneak in someplace, Mila's your gal.
So, as the behemoth moves through the forested landscape, clearly, by the way, you guys left probably early-ish in the morning. We'll say it's around 9 o'clock in the morning or so. Sound fair? Okay, so it's only about a half-hour travel through the forested area, and it's clear that the water, the ground is getting soggier, swampier, less trees, more vines and logs and whatnot. And Blink is keeping the behemoth at a good pace due to its size. It is able to go through the swamp just fine as long as she doesn't, bring a leg into a certain deep area. But everything is going smooth. And I would like everyone roll me a d20, please. Okay.
High five, Tom.
Yeah, you did. Patrick, as you are doing your own thing in the behemoth, you'll look out one of the side windows, and you will be the first to notice a kind of slightly not perplexing, but it is definitely sticks kind of out from the landscape. Give me a moment. And what you see is what appears to be a large gray with white spots on it stallion, a horse that is traversing through the swamp. It's only about 40 feet away from the behemoth itself and appears to be limping on its back right foot. It obviously swivels its large head over to the side and notices the behemoth, but it doesn't try to go any faster, but it just kind of limps alongside the behemoth for a short period of time. And to be fair to everyone else, we'll see what Patrick reacts to this first, since he's the first to notice it.
Seeing it as a peculiar sight, and generally a person who cares about even horses as much as like anybody else. Like if a freaking mouse was limping, I'd be like, oh shoot, poor mouse. He would most likely go to the pilot side, eventually getting to the pilot area and suggesting that we may want to stop to inspect this.
Blink gives a bit of a nod, and for the rest of the characters, you'll notice that the behemoth actually stops and it begins to slowly descend. If your characters choose to investigate by looking out any of the windows, if you look through the right side windows of the behemoth, you will notice the same thing that Patrick has noticed. A horse with gray colorings with white spots on it. At this point, it's about 50 feet away from the behemoth, and it sometimes stops and looks at the large robot that has landed, and sometimes it continues on its way, moving to the northeast, and it is clearly limping, trying not to put too much weight on its back right hoof.
It's Leon!
Al would open his door and come out of the room to hear. Did Mila say that, or?
Yeah.
Al would be like, wait, Leon?
Well, he looks a little different. I think he got a haircut, but it's Leon!
This horse clearly has two eyes and is also clearly a horse.
Al mumbles something about unicorns getting haircuts as he looks out the window.
It hasn't changed much, although, of course, Bear and Alicia and August also take notice of this.
Patrick's going to say either it's peculiar that it has not picked up any pace, or that this is his fastest pace and he's gravely wounded.
Perhaps. Alicia says. The question is, do you want to do something about it?
We have to help him!
Okay, she says. She says, I'm not really much of a vet, though, so I wouldn't be able to be much help.
Al says, I can try and take a look at him, though I suppose the fundamentals are the same, but I know animals can be very different than humans.
Should we just like maybe use the lyre? Isn't that supposed to cure wounds?
It is. Well,
Patrick actually lights up at the thought and goes, "We should try it out. Oh,
We
it'd be
should try it
magical."
yes, Patrick, it would be
No, I mean,
magical.
in the theoret, I know it will be, but I mean, like in the more, words are hard.
Metaphorical phrase. Yes, I
The
understand.
only thing is that horse is going to be. He's not gonna like you going near its back.
Well,
Back.
we
So maybe we should maybe I should get into the mystic power armor, use a magic net, and then we can try and help him.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What kind of range do we need to be? I mean,
Um, un momento.
I mean, if we can avoid terrifying the poor thing, that would be.
If you could all roll me a D100 as well, please, that'd be fantastic.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Right behind you, buddy. Right behind you.
Just need
Okay.
Patrick. There you go.
Okie dokie. Great, thank you.
For the lyre, I have no idea. For the net, like 200 feet.
Well, I know that, like, and Al would know that his heal wounds has to be within 3 feet, so pretty close.
Yeah,
Doesn't know if the liars are different.
the only danger is horses. If they don't know you, will kick you if you're near their back legs.
Well, why don't we try this first then? How about you get in the power armor, get invisible,
Mhm.
and be ready, and then we'll try and approach it from the front and see if we can get close without terrifying it.
All right.
To be clear, the Mystic Power Armor has a chameleon power, right? Not an
Yeah,
invisibility
not
power.
invisibility.
yeah.
It's chameleon.
Yeah, Al
Okay.
forgot that was him using the invisibility last time.
Yeah.
There's just layers upon layers with your picture there, Criana. Anywho, all right.
It's
So
great.
who's all exiting the vehicle, and are you going to wear anything, and are you going to bring anything with you? I guess that's the important thing to ask.
I'm
Milo.
gonna get into the mystic power armor.
Okay.
Mila's
Mila.
just going in her normal gear unless someone stops her to put on armor.
No, I don't think Patrick's gonna stop her.
Okay.
Patrick, is actually, would he take the time to go into his? No, I think he would actually also go out in normal clothes.
Okay. Sure. I just wanted, since there was someone who's talking about Mystic Power Armor, I think I figured I'd give everyone a chance. But yeah,
Right.
you just want to check the horse out. I mean, it's not like you got to gear up.
Al will consider putting on body armor, I guess old training habits, but then look at see no one else is and sigh and go with him, thinking that, it's just going to be a moment. What could possibly happen?
Okay.
What could possibly go wrong, GM?
Do you want me?
What
to
could
make
it
some-
possibly?
No, guys.
I know. It's
This
just,
horse.
it's just like that horror movie cliche of, I'll be right back. It's like, what could happen, right?
This
But
horse
anyway,
is actually cloaked.
suffice to say, the horse at this point, has, at least you have to wait a few minutes, for Tom to get into the Mystic Power Armor. For those of you who observe at the window, actually, Mila, are you guys gonna just leave it right away and give Tom a few minutes to put on his armor, or are you gonna wait for Tom, or aren't you?
Mila has no indication that Tom is she sees Tom putting on armor, but it doesn't
Yeah.
register with her
Sure.
that so she's just going for it.
Okay, great. So
Um,
I'll let you know. We'll just do I'll just let Mila. Oh, sorry, Patrick was gonna say something.
Patrick is actually with Mila on this one.
Okay, cool. So Patrick and Mila are gonna leave the behemoth right away. to check out the horse and make sure it's okay. And I'll let you know, Tom, when you got your armor on. Make sense?
Yeah, and that would also explain why Al's not putting on armor too, because he doesn't have time. He sees them going off, and he's gonna start following them, going, guys.
So
Okay.
as you exit the behemoth, of course the doors open. You get a face full of swamp air, very, very moist air, the stagnant pools. And sure enough, the horse is about 55 feet away from you now. It must have heard the doors open because it swivels its head around to kind of look at you with its big black eyes. And it takes a few more steps away from you, heavily limping.
Hello? Hi, can you hear me?
The horse stops, and it begins to turn its body around at the sound of your voice.
Hi. Hi, who's a good horsey? My name's Mila. What's your name?
The horse simply just stands there, but you see its right ear flick. It's about 50 feet away from you. But it doesn't move away, but it doesn't move any closer to you either. It's standing still. Its white, gray tail, the bottom of it having a little bit of mud caked on it, flicks a little bit to the left and right.
Do you need us to help you? We can help you if you need it. We see that you're kind of moving all funny like. Lee, it's okay. I know it's you. You look great, by the way, except for the limping.
As you speak, the horse kind of stands out there a little bit at you, and at the end of your sentence, it stares at you, gives a bit of a blink, and takes one limping step towards you.
Yeah, that's right. Come on. Patrick, you can help him, right? Patrick? Al? Anyone? Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
We have to be pretty close. By the way, wait, who's got the lyre?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna We said we'll bring
the
it, but
lyre?
who's one person can only bring
I
this
think-
Liar.
I didn't
I
grab
was
it.
gonna say you guys didn't get the lyre yet.
No,
Yeah.
I was gonna say it would make sense for Patrick to have it. Al would be more than fine with Patrick using it for the first time.
Sure, but I literally am gonna have to have Patrick go back into the behemoth and grab it then.
Oh,
If you all
yeah.
forgot,
Yeah,
then someone's going to go in and grab it, right?
that's fine.
Yeah.
Patrick, why don't you go get the lyre and we'll stay here?
Mila will sit down and, on the ground and, get her butt soaked with mud.
Yes. Thank you. Yep. You saved it from. And so you're still just like 5-10 feet away from the behemoth?
Yeah, I don't think we
Okay,
got too
alright.
far.
Just trying to get everyone. Yeah, of course. I just want to get the scene painted right? So I can't say next time I describe it being 50 feet away, I'd be like, I thought I was right next to the horse. You know what I mean? So I just
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
be clear.
Oh,
Oh, go
I was
ahead.
going to say Mila's just going to make, a beckoning motion, come here, we're going to get something to fix you right up.
Okay. Patrick, as you go through the behemoth, going to retrieve the lyre, you'll see Tom. Tom, you're about halfway into your armor. You got the chest piece and the legs on. You just gotta fully attach the legs and put on the arms and the hands and the feet and all that good
Sounds
stuff.
good. Yep.
And at your actually, we might as well kind of make this a bit of a skill in a way. Criana, why don't you roll a D100? Because do you have a skill that deals with animals?
I don't think so. Not that I know.
Yeah.
Let me check.
There are skills that do that. I'm just wondering if you have one.
I
I
don't.
can only think of one.
I can prepare animals.
Well, that's when they're dead. So hopefully you're not sharpening your knives or you're like, here, horsey!
Yummy! No, I don't got. I got none.
Okay, sure, no problem. But, okay, let's just roll me a D100 then. Okay, alright. So at the sound, you're beckoning, calling, waving on over. Sure enough, the horse begins to limp towards you. It takes about a solid minute or so in order to do so, in order for it to slowly make its way in front of you. But before the end, you'll see this creature, this majestic creature. The horse will be just a few feet in front of you. Its head looking at you, kind of bobbing up and down a little bit. I'll get to you in a moment. Its ears flicking as you coo it over. Al, yes.
I was just gonna say, Al would probably use this time to kind of take a knee and look around and detect ambush, like see if anything seems unusual or
Okay.
because
Only
we
do
are
100.
yeah. Give me 1 second. Okay. I failed by 12.
All right. You survey the area. You don't notice any other tracks in the swampy land. You recognize that if individuals were trying to hide to ambush you, they don't really have a whole lot to hide behind. You're very confident that right now it's just yourselves, the behemoth, and this lame horse.
All right. Then Al will relax a little bit.
Okay. During this minute, of course, for the horse to come over to you, Mila, we'll get to, your interaction with the animal in a moment. But at this time, it takes another minute. I'm not going to... Patrick, you found the lyre. You've retrieved it. And Tom, you got a few more seconds and your armor's completely on. Okay?
Cool.
So, Patrick, on your way back, and Tom, when you finish off your armor, I'll just switch it back to Mila here. And the horse kind of moves right up to you a little bit, and it kind of moves to the side so that its body is perpendicular to your own. And it kind of brings the head to look to you, and then the head kind of looks away. And then looks towards you again, and it looks away.
Okay. Patrick will be here soon with something that can help you. So in the meantime, just get comfortable.
The horse flicks its ears, moves its tail a few more times, but stays exactly where it is. Patrick, you arrive, and you find that Al is nearby, kneeled down nearby, surveying the area. You find Mila sitting down, her pants soaked through at this point, and you'll see the horse a scant about 3 feet in front of Mila. It standing perpendicular to herself. You have the lyre in hand, and Tom, you'll also be able to emerge from the behemoth whenever you want. Do you want to emerge through the side entrance that everyone else has been going through, or do you want to use perhaps the cargo entrance or the top of the behemoth? You know, that viewport with the not the viewport, but the top hatch that has the railgun on it?
Yeah. I think I'll use the same entrance that everybody else has been using, but move slowly.
Okay, so I'm assuming you are engaged the chameleon mode of your armor then, correct?
Yeah, since
Okay.
that was the plan.
Okay, sure. You can change the plan, of course, if you want. It's no big deal. Mhm.
Would I have been able to see that the horse doesn't pose a threat to Mila?
Sure, yeah. Like as you're going through, or I like to think that perhaps maybe as you're putting in your armor, you're kind of looking out the window to kind of survey the situation as you're putting on your armor. Does that seem fair? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then you can definitely see what you see, that the horse is posing no clear threat to Mila.
Then I won't be chameleoned. But
Okay.
I'll still move slowly in order to not spook it.
Okay. Which is a very wise idea by the sounds of it, because as your glittering armor hits the rising sun, sure enough, the horse does soon, immediately turn its attention to you, and its front and back feet kind of move a little bit as it like shifts in place, but it doesn't bolt. It doesn't run. Going very, very slow. You've acknowledged it. So now what would you guys like to do?
Patrick?
Well, would you like to do the honors? As he kind of holds the lute unceremoniously to you.
I don't know what to do with it, Mila says, grabbing it.
Well,
May the GM come butt his head in, because you guys probably would have figured out how to at least use some of the abilities of the lyre.
Mhm.
Okay. So through a little bit of study, you were able to find out, that is, that the lyre is activated, and specifically the cure wounds aspect of the lyre is activated by plucking the wait, give me 2 seconds. Totally seeing how many strings are on a lyre. 4 strings! By plucking the 4 strings from left to right in a quick succession, just one string after another, should activate the magic. As soon as you pluck those 4 strings in succession and you press your hand to the wounded party, the magic should activate. And Patrick would know this.
Okay. Patrick will explain. Just stroke. I believe it was left to right, or is it right to
Yep.
left? Right.
Left. We'll say left to right.
Right. Left to right. In a one by one, quickly, from left to right, and if you focus your attention on the thing you'd like to heal, it should heal it.
All right. Now, Horsey, where does it hurt?
The horse doesn't clearly respond to you, but respond to your words, of course. It still kind of shifts on its feet a little bit as the lyre is presented, and as Tom continues to move through the threshold of the side door slowly. But you can see as it's shifting its feet, its back right leg, its back right hoof is not a lot of weight is being put on it.
All
Yes,
right.
Tom.
As soon as I see her getting closer to the leg,
Mhm.
Tom, I'm just gonna stop and watch.
Okay. We'll say maybe you're just right in the threshold of the door at this point then?
Yeah, that sounds
Okay, great. Sorry, to you, Mila.
All right, so Mila, seeing the leg, will put 3 and 3 together. Be like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm gonna help your leg, then make it feel better. So she then stares at the lyre, the lyre
Mhm.
thing, and taking a moment, she stares deeply into it, and then deeply into the horse's eyes, and then she lifts up her hand and starts making an L with her thumb and her index finger, and holds up both the right and left hand while holding the lyre underneath her elbow. And she stares at it for a minute. She's like, okay, that's right, that's how you make an L. And then she pulls the lyre up, and then quickly in the succession from, what was it, left to right, hits the 4 strings.
As you hit the last string, you can feel the vibrations from the lyre transfer through the tips of your fingertips, down your fingers, and into the palm of your hand. And sure enough, a very, very soft cyan light begins to emit from your right palm. I'm assuming you're using your right hand.
Yeah. Mila will look at her hand and look at the leg and stare at it.
Mm-hmm.
She will continue to stare.
Okay. Your hand pulses with magic. The horse is still there.
I would say, Mila, touch its leg with your hand.
Ow! Mila will then touch the leg.
Okay. You reach out with your hand, and the horse shifts a little bit away from you for a moment, but as you continue forward, it stays still, and your hand presses against its back leg. And its back leg is very, very warm. Perhaps it's been running or moving a lot of time because there's a considerable amount of body heat coming from this creature. And sure enough, the bright cyan light dissipates from your hand and into the leg. And sure enough, it disappears. And for a moment, the horse takes a few steps, and it's not limping on its leg anymore.
Ooh.
It moves around in a circle, and it kind of moves its head back and forth. It's very, very short mane kind of going through the braes. It flicks its tail happily, and it moves away about 10 feet away from you, and then it comes back 10 feet and moves right up to Mila, and unless she does anything different, it like bumps or nuzzles its head against her own.
Aw, she will gently pat the horse on like the side of its head and be like, "Oh, you're feeling better."
Mm-hmm. And it goes away, and it begins to kind of move at a trot through the swampy land a little bit. And it trots around in a circle in front of you, and you hear it give a very, I guess pronounced like joyful little neigh noise as its tail flicks back and forth and comes right back to Mila. It tries to nuzzle you again.
She will do so. She will nuzzle back. She's enjoying every second of this.
Okay. And at this point, Patrick, you feel a vibration on your chest. The horse continues to spin around, and it continues to approach Mila, and its hand kind of nuzzles at her hand a little bit.
His hand?
His hand nuzzles at her hand, yeah.
Like his paw, or not paw, his
Hoof.
hoof.
No, sorry, his head, so his mouth,
Oh, his
like
head.
the head nuzzles at your hand, yeah.
Yeah, she will pet him.
Mm-hmm. Its ears flick a little bit. Yeah, and it moves to the side now, and it actually kind of presses the side of its body against Mila.
She will laugh and pet it some more. Hey guys, it really likes me.
Seems to really like you. Patrick will then check his sensory between Woe and Wei.
Okay.
Make sure that this is on. If he still has his necklace on, and that it is magical or supernatural being.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm assuming, unless you specifically say so, I always kind of assume you have it on because, you know, you like it so much, obviously.
Right.
And it is definitely set at sensing a supernatural presence. Yep. Yep, Tom?
Seeing this, I'm just gonna turn around and head back inside.
Okay.
Yeah, Al's just gonna be there smiling that Mila's having a good time.
Patrick's going to look around a bit more.
Okay.
And he's basically going to test the waters by like backing away from the horse like so many feet.
Well, how many feet?
Enough to be out of range of the
Do you recall the range?
50, I believe.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, if you step 60 feet away from it, what direction do you want to go? Do you want to go,
I wanna go
like outside the behemoth on the other
towards-
side?
Yeah, I want to go towards the behemoth.
Okay, well, you're kind of near the entrance of the behemoth itself, so do you want to go around the back of it or the front of it and keep on going, that direction?
Yeah.
Or do you want to go, okay, all right. So you begin to circle around the front of the behemoth, moving on the other direction. During so, as everyone else kind of diverges, goes back into the behemoth. This horse is going to continue to kind of nuzzle up against Mila, kind of. It'll move about like 5 feet away from you, Mila, and it'll be faced away from you, and its tail is flicking, so like its rear is towards you, and it'll look behind. It'll look over with its head behind itself, looking over at you. And then it'll swivel its head towards the front, like it'll nudge its lower head. It'll nudge its head in the forward direction. And it'll walk for another about 10 feet or so.
Do you want me to follow you?
The horse gives a bit of a neigh and flicks its tail.
Oh, you can understand! Mila gets up, like, excitedly and chases after the horse. You know, I met a unicorn once, and he just completely ignored me. You're
nice! You get right back up to the horse, and the horse doesn't move away from you or anything like that. It'll let you stand beside it. And then the horse will kind of bring its head around to, like, nip at its own back shoulder, and then look over to you.
Can I ride you?
The horse flicks its tail and it flicks its ears and gives a bit of a neigh and moves its body towards you again.
I'm taking that as a yes. Mila will hike herself up on top of the horse.
Okay. The horse will let you climb up on top of it. It doesn't move away or anything like that, and you're a very agile, athletic young woman, so you're able to hop on no problem. Patrick, you at this point you walk through this wet, swampy, sloshy marshland, and you're good. You estimate now you're probably about 50, 60 feet away, and that small vibration has gone off now. I mean, has stopped now on Ed.
All right. He will.
Mila.
He'll start walking back.
Okay, you start to walk back, and you can see you go around the other side of the behemoth, the front of the behemoth, and you see Mila hopping up on top of the horse. And Mila, this horse clearly doesn't have a saddle or anything like that, but you're able to get on it. It's a large stallion, right? So you're able to cling on to its short mane, and then suddenly begins to take off. Running at a huge gallop, and it begins to bolt with you on top of it. Yeah, wee! And you can all hear Mila saying wee as this horse begins to bolt off to the northeast. It's gone maybe about 60 feet or so, 70 feet, 80 feet, 90 feet, and there's an area in front of you. You can see you're just going. You can feel the wind rushing against you, the swampy wind, flowing across your face, and obviously the wet ground goes off to the right. It goes off to the left, and there's a big pool of water in front of you, right? And this horse isn't stopping. It's going straight into the water, and it takes you with it. Suddenly, you're no longer on the back of this horse. You're floating. You have your face filled with water. You're completely soaked. And in front of you, you hear an awful bestial neigh as clamoring in the water with you, splashing in the water with you, is what looks to have the face of a horse, but its body now is a muscled, rippled torso of a man. Its strong legs are it has 2 strong legs, and its hands are like claws. I would like everyone to roll me initiative, and Mila, I'd like to have you roll me versus horror factor.
Okay. So, I'll do initiative first. It's a very manly horseman. Let's see.
Let me just get out of the way with this and go, what in the holy fuck balls is that?
Well, everyone who gets a good look of this thing on your initiative order are also going to roll versus horror factor, but right now, since Mila is right in front of it...
So is it... I have a +3 for a modifier for horror factor. Is it a d20 +3?
Yeah, you roll a 1d20 +3, and you're going to want to beat a 16.
Okay.
Oh.
There we go.
You do. Good. That's excellent. In fact, now there'll be a chance that you'll be able to shake off this experience and get a little bit stronger.
Cool.
Mentally stronger from the encounter. So give me a moment here. Let's resolve your horror factor first, okay?
Alright.
So you succeeded, which is great. So now we want to roll versus your mental endurance. So what's your ME stat?
My ME is 11.
Okay. So what you want to do is roll a 1d20.
Okay. Straight 1d20?
Yeah, straight 1d20. All right, good. So 2 minus 11 is -9. Unfortunately, that's not enough. If you succeeded by a little bit more, or if your mental endurance was a little bit higher, there's a chance that if you ever encountered this creature in the future, you would have a +1 versus horror factor against it. But alas, this is not the case. So oh my goodness, I was opening up the wrong initiative order. I'm like, what?
What?
Right.
Okay. So initiative. Die-in. There are no die-in here. Go away, die-in.
Only Zool.
Only there is
Maybe,
no
but
die-in. Only
this
Zool.
looks more like a try-in.
Alright. Stop.
Let's just stop. Stop.
Alright, now let me just roll initiative. It is in the water. So let me just quickly check one thing. Oh, there's a +2.
Ooh.
Gorgeous. Alright. Oh my god, there's too many windows. More windows, more problems. Alright, roll 1d20 +2.
Whoa.
It gets to go first. Oh no, it gets to go first.
Oh no.
Let's just
Okay.
hope that's the last rolled the 20s out.
1, 2. Okay, so let's get everyone put in their initiatives. Yes.
Oh, let me get the initiative sheet open because I'm a pretentious brat.
So Tom, Al, and Patrick, you put in your initiatives for me
think so,
already.
yeah.
I did.
I have.
Oh, good, and so did Mila. Good.
I did.
So
Yeah, I put it in for you.
Thank you.
sort
You're always
range. Sort by column D. Z to A. I did it!
Yay!
Okay. Yay. Yay, birthday.
Yay.
Okay. So, in a split second, soon after you hit the water and you look up and the water is probably a good, I don't know, you can't feel the bottom of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you look up, and in the water now is no longer this wonderful, majestic gray horse. It is this gray-skinned, sharp-teethed, sharp-clawed monster. And it uses its huge large arms, and it goes to grasp around you. So I'm going to have it to try to roll to hit you.
Alright.
Trying to put you in like some sort of bestial bear hug. So let me just quickly check. Oh, okay. The water gives it bonuses. 14. Do you want to take a defensive action? You can't parry this, but you could attempt to dodge if you want. You'll be in a bit of a penalty because you're not on land, you're in water, so it's a little bit harder, but you still have a potential, or you can just let this happen.
I think Mila's just like confused, so I don't think she'd be in the right mindset to like, oh, I should dodge. She'd just be like, what's going on?
Okay, so you'll choose not to take any sort of defensive action, and I want to thank you for playing in character. So it's going to grab its arms around you, and for those of you who see this from a distance, which will be all three of you, by the way, you'll see this half-humanoid horse creature grab Mila as soon as they hit the water, and it begins to pull her down under the water. Mila, you can feel this thing is extremely strong, and your arms are pinned to your sides as you get a mouth and nose full of brackish swamp water.
Blech.
Patrick.
Let's see. Gosh. All right. Patrick is moving forward towards the water as a quick and feverish run. I don't think he's
Okay.
gonna get there in time, but
Well, how you want to run to the water's edge?
yes.
Like, where do you want to run to?
The
Okay, run where you
water's
saw
edge.
Mila disappear, right? So what's your speed value?
19.
19. All right. So you're at a standstill. You can move 19 feet per second when you're going at a good pace. You take off at a dash. It's a good 80 to 90 feet away from you. I'm going to say that will take probably about 6 or 7 seconds. So we're going to say about 2 turns on your
All
thing,
right.
and you'll be able to be at the edge of the water. Sound good?
Yes.
So, Patrick, you start racing towards the edge of this deep pool. Mila.
Mila's gonna try and wiggle.
Okay.
Wiggle free.
So, do you want to use a skill? Do you want to use, say, Escape Artist or an opposed strength check or?
I guess do I have some sort of escape?
You might have Escape Artist.
Yeah, I
Take a look at
I
skills.
do. I do have that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess since it's the water, even I don't know that it gets bonuses to water, but she would try and use that to make her kind of
Sure.
slippy and slidey and try and wiggle her
Sure.
way out of its
Sure.
grasp.
So, what I'd like you to do is roll me a D100. Let me know how much you succeed by, and that will give you a bonus to this opposed check.
Perfect. Okay, so D100, I fail.
Okay.
By something. I have 75%.
Okay, so we're still going to do an opposed check. Unfortunately, you're not going to get any sort of bonus. And
Okay.
this thing is extremely strong. So I want you to roll a 1d20. I'm going to roll a 1d20 plus 13, and the winner will decide this.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You try to wiggle free, and unfortunately, you are not able to. It is just far too strong at this moment, and you're not able to get a good grip. So that'll be your action right now.
All right.
Next is Tom.
All right. What I'm going to say is going to sound weird, gonna sound
Uh-huh.
strange, but while this was happening, Tom was going to take off his armor. So I'm gonna say for at least 3 actions, maybe 4, he's going to try and rush to put his armor back on.
Sure. Now, let's take some narrative purview, right? There wasn't a ton of time in between Tom saying, oh, this is nothing, and Mila getting on and it dashing, right? Maybe
Yeah.
a period of 30 seconds. And you didn't immediately start taking your armor off, that very moment, right? We're going to say maybe it's just your helmet that's off, right? So I'm going to say it's only going to take about 2 actions, about 6 seconds or so for you to see what's happening, register it, get your helmet back on, and secure it. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds great.
2 actions. Great. Al.
How far away am I? 2 questions. How far away am I from what's going on?
You're in the behemoth. The behemoth is a
What?
good 90 feet away from where you saw the big splash of water.
No, I'm still where they were standing when we healed it.
Okay, you are 85 feet away.
Okay. And can I see?
Because I could have swore you said you went back in the behemoth because you're like, oh, this.
No, that was Tom. I said I was just standing there smiling at Mila having a good time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 85 feet away then.
All right. And can I still see the creature?
No,
Or is
you
it
cannot
already
see
underwater?
Mila or the creature.
Got it. Al's just gonna, like Patrick, he's gonna take off towards the water.
Okay, what's your speed value?
It is 21.
Okay, so practically the same as Patrick, which is it'll take about 7-8 seconds. So that'll be about half your action, so we'll knock down 3.
Okay.
Okay, top of the order. Mila, you feel yourself being dragged a little bit deeper underwater. With its grip still firmly in place. You don't know how far it is. It's all you can kind of see light blues, light browns in your visage, and you can feel this thing around you. Patrick, you're at the edge of the pool, right? You see a few bubbles pull up, and in the brackish water, you think you can see the shadows of Mila's blonde hair, but it's sinking deeper into the water and pretty quickly.
Oh. All right. Patrick's gonna take his turn to he's actually gonna take his entire turn breathing deeply from his short sprint and looking around and mumbling small things to himself. No magic, just seems to be thinking out loud under his breath.
Roll me another D100, please.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. You. That's about it. All right. I did a lore demons and monsters check for you.
Okay.
Because take a moment to. So we'll just knock off a few seconds here then for you. Another action.
Yeah.
Mila.
Mila will try reading the thoughts of this creature. The surface
Interesting.
thoughts.
So, all right, spend the ISP. I'm gonna have it roll versus psionics. I've never had the monster do this before.
Its brain.
It is not a master psionic at all. It has no psionics, which means it would have needed a 14, which means it fails, which means you're able to read its surface thoughts. And the thoughts that it is thinking are very simple, very bestial, very mundane. You hear in your head its low, growly voice. Good, hate human, eat drowned flesh. And that's it.
Mila, if she were above water, would be visibly sweating by now.
Well, you're still sweating, it's just not visible.
Yeah.
So that'll be your action in order to use that power.
Okay.
Sound good? Tom. Your helmet's on. Patrick and Al have raced to the end.
All right. While I'm inside the behemoth, before I start moving, I want to activate an ability with the Mystic Power Armor, and that is Superhuman Speed.
Okay.
So it'll
Great.
increase my speed attribute to 44.
Great. Which means in the matter of... So this is what I'll have you do then. Because superhuman speed means just that, right? So you activate the ability and you begin to sprint towards where Patrick and Al is?
Yes.
Okay. And you're able to do so in a matter of 2 or 3 seconds, which means it only takes about 1 action. Patrick, Al, you can see a blur of crystalline, shimmering light as Tom is right there at the edge of the water with you. But we'll use that action. Al, it's your turn.
I kind of forget when you told Patrick. Can we see any part of the beast as it descends?
You don't see the beast anymore in the brackish water. However, you do see what appears to be the shadowy wisps of Mila's blonde head, but it's in a matter of a few seconds, it's going to be out of sight too.
All right, Al is going to dive in after her.
Okay. Do you have the swimming skill?
Actually, that's a good point. Let me check. No, I have gymnastics, not
Okay.
swimming.
Roll me a D100, please.
Okay.
All right. You hit the water, and it's going to take you one action to go into the water, and you're kind of just kicking your arms and legs around, and you're treading water right now, but that'll be your action.
Mm-hmm.
This horse monster thing continues to pull Mila down into the pool of water. You're not too sure, Mila, how deep you are, and it's brackish water. So after a period of about 5 to 6 feet, it's completely out of sight of the party. Patrick, as your turn, you can see Mila's the shadowed of Mila's wispy hair is now gone, and it's even harder to see since Al is splashing around in the water in the nearby vicinity.
Patrick is going to... He's going to take out... Actually... Yeah, he's going to take out a flashlight and point it down into the water.
Yeah, that works. I had to just think for a moment. I'd be like, does a light of a flashlight pierce through water? And it does. It most certainly does. So you do so. You take it out. You shine it into the brackish water off to the side of where Al is splashing. And you are able to see now, once again, you can't see anything clearly, but you can definitely now see movement. What's clearly Mila's head and the back of some sort of horse-headed individual. It's about 10 feet down.
10 feet down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm not quite sure.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do an ability, but I don't have the time.
Any actions left? Yep, we'll have to wait till next melee round, homie.
Alright.
Mila.
I would like to send thoughts to this creature.
Okay, what thoughts do you want to send?
I am not human. I am immortal. That is how I was able to heal you. You are foolish. And that will be it. I can put in the you are foolish.
Sure. I'll let you, because it's a thought, right? So it happens pretty quickly. And it fails. I'm like, wait, I can't remember if lower. Yeah, that's for D20. You want to go higher. So yeah, it fails. So we'll wait to see what it does on its turn.
Okay.
Tom.
I would like to dive in, and I actually do have the swimming skill. Excellent.
You also have your Mystic Power Armor also has an ability too, but let's use your swimming skill first. Roll me D100.
Let's just do this macro, and it's 60. Haha. I succeed by 38.
Excellent. You dive expertly into the water, piercing through, going in, delving in a good, a good 10, 15 feet into this brackish pool. You take a look around, you're nearby, and thanks to the coverings of the water, the coverings of your armor, you are able to see probably only about 5 feet away from you the image of a struggling Mila and this horse monster thing dragging her down into this pool.
Okay.
Okay. Al, you're splashing around on the top of the water.
Yeah, I was going to ask Tom if he was interested in doing a paired action, but I didn't really have a chance to say. I was going to see if it's possible at all, and it just might not be possible, for Al to kind of grab onto the power armor and ride it down with Tom.
I'll leave it up to Tom whether he'll allow for something like that or not.
I don't see why not. Would it burn another action?
No, it would just burn Al's action.
Are you sure?
Here's the only other thing, though, okay, is that, Al, you're going to have to do technically a 2-strike hit to Tom to grasp onto him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to make it a -6, considering you can't swim very well and you're in the water.
Right, makes sense. Al, no good at swim. He gets a 12, so he rolled an 18 -6.
Okay. So that's an 18 -6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good enough. That is good enough to grab onto Tom's arm or leg, and now you are under the water as well, a good 10-15 feet.
Okay.
You have a harder time looking around, honestly, though, since you don't have any protective headgear or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is very, very blurry, but you do see movement, other than clearly Tom. You do see movement in front of you, but you don't get a clear picture.
Got it.
So yeah, so technically it didn't really have to be a paired action. You just attached yourself. It technically was, but no big deal. So we're going to just use that next action there for you. Yeah, you already got that taken care of. Great. And it's this creature. And so here's one. I am immortal. That is how I was able to heal you.
I am not human. I am immortal. You are foolish.
You are foolish. You are continued to be dragged down into the water. And Tom can clearly see, and Patrick can kind of see with the light, and Al can kind of see, but you're being dragged down another 5 feet into the water. It would have taken more, but clearly you're not too sure what its reaction is, because it doesn't say anything.
Sure.
But it does clearly hesitate for a few seconds before continuing to drag you down. Mila, it is your turn.
She will now focus her energies as to, because didn't she learn like some breathing technique when she was in space to like breathe without oxygen or something like that?
Yes, you did. We're gonna use that skill too, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't
smart.
know where I wrote it down.
What?
That skill.
I was so happy for you.
I know. I remembered that I had it, but I can't find it on my character sheet.
Well, give me a moment. Let me look. Don't cry. We'll figure this out.
I was doing so well. You were so proud of me.
You didn't write it down. Why didn't you write down any of your space skills, you stupid bitch?
I think I Skyped it to you, and that was it.
Oh,
I did mining, the
that.
breathing, and then there was a different one. I don't remember what it was.
Zero gravity movement?
Probably the one where we don't.
Okay, so to prevent us from going through all these books, I'm going to give you a 60% skill check, and then we can look into it after the session. Sound good? Sound fair?
I'll make a note.
Roll me a D100, please.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm also, by the way, I'm glad we're friends enough for me to actually call you a stupid bitch.
I am too, Inferno.
All right, great. You succeed by 12. So you realize through your training, thanks to the folks over at L Zone Prime, that you need to conserve oxygen, right? You have to stop struggling, right? You have to stop thrashing around because your muscles use more oxygen and whatnot. So you go calm and try to maintain your oxygen supply for as long as you can. So I'm just letting you know as a GM, I'm extending the time you're going to have before you get into serious trouble. All right now, it's only been a matter of like 8 or 9 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually closer to about 12 seconds or so. But I'm going to keep track of your oxygen. So
Okay,
far, in the
cool.
12 seconds, though, you're not in any sort of threat of drowning.
Okay, cool.
Tom. Tom, you might be muted.
I was. My bad. So I am towing an owl. I would have noticed this.
Yes.
But I really want to get to Mila.
They're not very far away. It's only about 7 feet downward in front of you.
Okay. Could I psychically activate another power and move forward?
Sure, of course. We mentioned this back in when you fought Zytekix and you're doing psychic powers on the back of your vehicle. Psychic powers only takes a second or two, and you can always move while doing so. I sang that to you. I sang that rule to you.
Yeah, that's right.
You're also psychic, which means you can move at full speed and still do things with your brain. Remember that song? I remember that song.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I am going to activate superhuman strength.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
And try and get to them.
Okay, great. So I'd like you to do, I don't want to do skill checks up the wazoo, but I'm going to need one more because you are going to swim, but you do have an owl attached to you. So I want you to do a skill check, but make it harder by 15, please.
A wild owl has appeared and attached to you.
Oh, gross.
45.
Go to the doctor to get rid of that.
Hey, they're handsome.
I got a 97. That does not make it.
So you're able to activate superhuman strength, no problem, but due to the man-sized anchor that you have on you, and now that you have superhuman strength, it's not like he's weighing you down, but he's still confounding you being able to move your legs and arms very well. So you're only able to move about 2 feet, so you're still about 5 feet away from this horse monster and Mila.
Al. Tom is going to look at Al, and he's not going to be able to see it through the armor's mask, but he's going to be very annoyed.
Al can't see much of anything but blurs
Al
right now.
can't see much of anything. It's blurry, it's watery. He can feel Tom kind of move around. He's just clasped onto that. What are you doing now?
Al is he's writing Tom down. He's gonna do his best. I guess he would notice that Tom's having some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So Al's gonna do this. Al will hold on to his shoulders and tuck his feet in, almost like he's perched on Tom's back, so that he's not in any way hindering the movement of Tom's limbs.
I need you to roll me a D100, please.
Yeah, he's going to attempt to, is probably the better way to say that.
Roll me a D100, please.
51.
Unfortunately, you're not very good at moving around in the water, and you let go to kind of move on to Tom's back because he's moving around a lot, you're moving around a lot, and unfortunately, you lose hold of Tom immediately. You grab a hold of him again. This time, you grab his arm, and unfortunately, you're not able to move to his back.
Okay.
In this matter of a few seconds. So the last action is Mila and the horse monster. So the horse monster is going to continue to pull Mila down into the deep, brackish, murky depths of this swampy pool. Mila?
She is going to try and wiggle free again.
Okay, great. Once again, roll me a escape artist, and let me know how much you succeed or fail by.
I fail again.
You fail. All right. So we're gonna once again do the opposed checks. I have a plus 13. You have a plus nothing.
Yeah.
Yep. You could have rolled a well, unfortunately, even rolling a natural 20 wouldn't have saved you. Unfortunately, once again, you attempt to struggle while conserving oxygen. No luck. This thing is strong.
Someone save me!
And it continues to pull you down, down, down. Top of the order. Mila is being pulled into the depths. 15 seconds have passed. Patrick, your flashlight, you're able to see the shining crystal helmet of Tom. you're able to see a shadowy thing next to Tom that is probably Al, but your light through that, that thick, soupy swamp, you can't see Mila or the horse monster anymore. They're out of sight.
Okay. He is actually going, Patrick, still looking around frantically, is actually going to try to measure how deep this is by the geography and width of this hole.
All right. Roll me. What skill do you want to use?
I had a geography one, that'd be best, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they even had one in the
No,
list.
not really. No. A lot of people aren't interested in studying geography in the post-apocalypse.
What?
What we can do, though, I
something
think
like
personally,
archaeology-
Pardon me?
Would something like archaeology fit?
No, archaeology is more civilizations. I'm thinking land navigation. Being understand the lay of the land is probably your best bet. So I'd like you to roll me land navigation. Since it isn't typically used for this, I want you to make it harder by 20 and let you know what information your character knows.
I fell by 4.
Okay, you take a quick survey around. You know it's swampland. You know you're close to the coastline. Your best estimate is anywhere between 50 and 150 feet. But that's just a quick estimate that your brain comes up with in a matter of a few seconds.
Okay.
Groovy? Mila.
Does Mila kind of have any movement in her arms?
No, unfortunately, your arms are completely pinned to the sides. This thing has you in a very aggressive bear hug. Your legs are sort of free. Actually, your legs are completely free.
No, never mind. I was gonna say I have a flying kick, but
You need to fly first.
fly.
And
Yeah,
jump.
yeah. That's
And not be in the water.
yeah, yeah.
And not drowning.
Gee whiz.
I know.
Yeah, this is quite the conundrum. Let me think for a second. Let me use my brain noggin thingy. Gotta
Sure.
get creative. Gotta get creative. What would Mila do? Okay. Mila.
Out of curiosity.
Oh.
Sorry.
No. What were you
Well,
gonna say?
Well, yeah, because last turn you tried to read its surface thoughts and then you sent a message. I'm just trying to wonder if there's just a time period that you're able to read all surface thoughts, or it's just one kind of surface thought per activation of the ability. Give me a moment to quickly. Mm-hmm.
Sure. Oh, page 123, if that helps.
Oh, that does help considerably. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Page 123.
That's
Just
what it says on my
because.
character sheet. I
Oh
think
my
you
God. So
probably
have
wrote that.
page numbers, but you don't have your space.
I'm pretty sure you wrote that on my character sheet.
That's right, I did. Damn it. Oh yeah, duration is 2 minutes per level of experience.
Oh.
Yeah, surface thoughts up to 60 feet away or two-way telepathic communication. So before you decide to take your action, I'll let you know what its thoughts were as a response to your, I'm this. And once again, it's a big bestial grunt. Never ate immortal before.
Mila will then respond back like, we don't taste very good.
It thinks back at you. Gonna find out. Tom, your turn. Wait, Criana, do you want to do something? Because it's just literally thoughts.
No, that's perfect. Yeah, Mila's probably like, well, okay, I gotta think of something else here.
That's not gonna work.
Tom, your
I
turn.
would.
So.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to set the scene here for you, homie. Once again, it's hard when we can't see each other talk. But You are now this creature is about 15 feet below you, and you have an owl attached to your arm.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard, isn't it? It's not a good situation.
Really
I know. I'm there. I'm sitting on top of the water, going like, "What the fuck do I do?"
Like
I'm gonna try one more time to try and get to them.
Same skill check, please.
Okay.
Harder by 15.
No. Okay.
You make another 2 feet, floundering. Al's weighing you back, homie. Al, your turn.
Al notices that he is weighing him back, and Al's. Ooh. Okay. Does Al know how far away he is from the mass of movement?
Unfortunately, you don't. You have no sense of it underwater, and you can't see very much.
Can I even see them anymore? Or?
No, you can't. You can't see them anymore. All you can really see now in the blurry, brackish water is Tom.
Al is then going to let go and begin casting a spell.
I need you to roll me a swimming check only.
Okay.
Roll me D100.
Oh.
Okay. Wow. Very lucky. So, here's the tricky thing. You can cast. Okay, this is okay. All right. It's not a tricky thing. It's just I have to make. You're going to succeed, by the way. You're going to succeed. So I'm going to knock you off. But I want you to know why I had you do the skill check, right?
Sure.
First of all, you had to keep yourself level in order. Remember, when we said the criteria for casting a spell is being able to speak and move your hands without hindrance, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you failed that skill check, that swimming, that impromptu, and you don't really know how to swim, this is just you're able to get your bearings, or you're able to do this without being impeded, right? You're able to speak, and you're going to speak now. The words aren't going to be legible in the water, but that doesn't matter. As long as you're able to speak the words, that's fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the swimming check lets you move your arms around in the water without being impeded. Here's the thing, though. I want you to know. As you speak out, you being underwater, and you're going to be losing oxygen from your lungs in order to speak this 7-second-long incantation, you will be at a higher risk of drowning. Not immediately, but you are going to be losing a lot more air. So what spell are you casting?
I'm going to cast Fly on my pants. Which are not metal or plastic.
Okay.
Also, it's
actually, wait a second. Wait a second. You cast the spell, and unfortunately, it has no effect because your pants are what was worn in space, right? And space doesn't have cottonous fibers. I remember when you guys were buying clothes, and I explained that they were made from a polysynthetic plastic-like material.
Okay. Well, okay. I didn't think about that.
Well, so tell you what, I'll let you change your action then, since your character would know you're wearing plastic pants.
All right.
Right, because you got rid of all your clothes when you were in space, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so. But yeah, I'm not going to be a dick about it and say, no, you can't do it. You do the action. So let's forget about the spell. Let's forget about everything else. We're back at square one. What do you want to do for your action?
Al's gonna spend an action quickly thinking if he has something that is not plastic or metal. So we'll just say that's my action. He lets go and he begins searching on himself.
Okay, you let go and you begin to start to float slowly to the surface. And let's just quickly address this right now. Your clothes are made of plastic because they're still from space. And then you have your skin and your hair. I can't think of anything else that wouldn't be. Like, even your boots would be made from that same material, right?
Nope.
It's synthetic. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Okay. But we'll say you let go from Tom? Yeah, you said you let go from Tom. Okay, that's good. So you're flowing to the surface at the very least. Horse Monster continues to drag Mila deeper and deeper down, although Well, I'm not going to say although just yet. We're going to wait. Patrick.
Okay. If anyone's going to help Mila, it's pretty much everyone else who's down there.
Mm-hmm.
He's only going to try to help from where he is, so he's going to cast a spell.
Okay.
The
What spell you
spell
casting?
is Globe of Daylight.
Oh, okay. Great. You cast the spell, and the globe begins to hover above your hand.
He's going to move it down towards Mila, because I know how much she does not like not light.
Oh my god, that's right. I completely forgot. She's afraid of the fucking dark.
Great. So what's the range on Globe of Daylight, homie?
On my sheet it just says range 30, but I'm going to triple check exactly how far this can go.
Okay.
And also the range of light.
It can go only 30, and you can send it up to 30 feet ahead, and it has enough light to light up 12 feet area per level of the creator's experience.
Oh, good.
So you could... Pardon me? What was that last part?
I said oh, good. If
No, what that Tom said.
The light is 12 feet area per level of experience. That's how much light it throws out.
But I can only go 30 feet away from the caster.
Yes.
Okay. So, Patrick, you can't see Mila, so you can't send it to Mila, but you can send it 30 feet into the water if you want.
Absolutely. Especially since this thing is giving off quite a bit of light.
Yeah, I was about to say, what's your spellcaster?
It is 7 at this point.
Oh, okay, God, well, 7 times 12, that's considerable. Okay, so this is a big honkin' deal. I'll describe it for everyone. The light shimmers over your hand and immediately plunges into the water, unimpeded by the liquid, of course, as it delves down into the thick water. And the bright white light illuminates everything. And the shimmering orb lights it up so everything can be seen clearly from the surface and from you, Tom. Both from your Patrick and Tom's different angles. You can see Mila still in the clutches of this monster thing. It is about 55 feet from the surface of the water, and it's actually so bright that you're pretty sure you can see the dark brown base of the water, which is about 70 feet from the surface to the bottom, right? So it's a 70-foot pool. Unfortunately, Al is still kind of going to the surface, and Al, the blurry water got a lot brighter, so that's good.
Is Al even possible of telling like which direction shore is or anything like that?
Right now, you can just know up right now,
Okay.
but like shore, you do well. Tom kicked around a little bit, but I'm not going to be a complete dick about it. It's probably behind you by maybe about 5 to 10 feet. It's an estimation. Cool. So that was Patrick's action. Mila, you can now see everything a lot better. The vision is quite blurry, but you can definitely see this horse beast in front of you, and everything got a lot lighter. Everything got a lot brighter, thankfully.
Okay. Can I bite it?
You can attempt to, sure, yeah, definitely. You can bite it on its neck, on its shoulder, on its stupid face, whatever you like.
Mila, risking losing oxygen, doesn't care anymore, just wants to get the fuck out, will bite at its throat.
Okay. Roll me a d20. Add no modifier, though.
Okay.
Okay, you're easily able to bite it. It's not going to try to dodge away from that. And as your teeth sinks into its flesh and bites down hard, it's the equivalent of you trying to bite down on a rock. You have to actually stop because it makes your teeth hurt so much. This thing's hide is thick and hard.
She will grimace.
Okay, Tom.
I would like to get to Mila.
Okay, so one last skill check, I promise. Now that you're unhindered, just roll it to me. No negative modifiers.
Yay! I did it.
So you have superhuman speed,
Yes.
which I'm going to have you transfer to your swim skill because you're going to be moving your arms and legs really fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means you're able to clear the not only are you able to clear the 20 feet between Mila, the horse monster, and yourself, but
Yeah.
you're able to do this so quickly, it's the equivalent of like moving and, like, how normally like I move up to engage him and stab at him? Like you
Yeah.
have a few seconds to take another like add into this action.
Okay. I would like to try and grapple this horse beast around its neck.
Okay. Great idea. So I would like you to do a called shot because it's going to be towards its neck. Now, the good news is that it has a big horse-like neck, right? So that's only going to be a -2 to your strike. All right?
Yes.
Do your regular to strike bonus. You'll have to get over a 12 at a -2.
Regular to strike bonus is that. Okay. 18.
Okay, this thing is so captivated by its prey, and you come in so fast that it's not going to take a defensive action. You grab it around its neck. Now, you have superhuman strength, right?
Yeah. It gives me a supernatural strength of 30.
Well, oh wow, that's fantastic. Not only that,
Yeah.
but it can't do an opposed grapple with you because it's already occupied.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna wait till its action, but good. Al, your turn.
Okay. Al doesn't know how far away he is from the surface, right?
Not really, but it's you can see the break of light. You're really close, right? And you're naturally kind of floating to the surface anyway. You're like maybe 5 feet away.
Okay. Al's gonna make one attempt to try and get back to the shore.
Okay. Roll me D100, please.
All right. Nope.
You move your arms and legs and attempt to swim, and your body naturally like floats to the. Well, it doesn't. No, unfortunately, it doesn't because I forgot about the weight of your clothes and everything. You kind of stay about 5 feet underneath the water.
Yeah.
And you can start to feel. Your lungs are definitely out of air. I'm going to just say out of game, meta game. You got maybe the rest of this melee round and next melee round. If you don't get some air, though, you're going to start drowning.
Got it.
Okay? Horse monster thing is very surprised at being grappled at, being pawed at, this motherfucker. And in its surprise, it lets go of Mila.
Woo!
And it turns around to take a slash at you, Tom, with its now free hand. Okay? So it has to let go of Mila and attack you. So I'm going to have it use 2 actions, and it's going to have a significant penalty to strike because you have it around its friggin' neck, right? So, in fact, it has some significant to strike bonuses underwater. It's going to get none of them, all right? And it's going to try to make a slash at your arm, which means it has to be a called shot, and I believe arms are at a -3. Let me just quickly double check because we have to use this. It's only fair to use the same modifiers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Custom combat. Arms is at a -2. Oh my god. So 1d20 -2, and he has to get over 12. And he fails. He misses completely. So through the water, you can see in Patrick's globe of daylight now, you can see razor black like claws at the end of its fingers, and it feebly starts to scratch at its neck. At its neck in your hand. Patrick.
Patrick, seeing Mila freed, is actually going to It's going to look around for a decent sized, maybe about a person's head rock.
Okay, you're able to find one, no problem. A mud-slicked, mossy rock. That's just about, let's say about 10 feet away from you. We'll just say it takes your action to move to it and retrieve it. Sound fair?
Yes.
Okay, Mila. You are about 55 feet under the water, but your arms are now completely free, as Thomas has momentarily saved you.
She's going to wiggle around and try and attempt to swim to the surface.
Do you have the swimming skill?
No, she's just gonna kind of thrash around and hope that she can navigate her way up.
So just roll me a D100. The same thing that Al does, which is unskilled rolls, which is tricky but not impossible. You thrash around, maybe you move up, maybe about 3 feet or so, but you're not getting much traction. You're only really moving up as much as your body's natural buoyancy with your clothes on is letting you. So,
good stuff.
Thrash around, but you're, so also I'm going to say your success on your oxygen conservation was negated by your attempt to bite him, right? So now you just have the normal amount of time an individual of your prowess has before risk of drowning.
Okay.
I won't let you know, but right now your lungs are hurting a little bit.
Okay.
Tom, you have this thing by the neck.
Yes, I'm going to.
Sorry, I'm so sorry for interrupting you, but I just realized Mila still has a telepathic link to this thing.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
as soon as Tom grabs it, it goes, "What?" That's what it thinks. All
Mila will
Tom.
smile.
For my turn, I want to squeeze.
Okay, you have it by the neck. You're squeezing. You just squeeze, and I'd like you to roll me 46, please.
11.
All right. You begin to squeeze your arm as you close your superhuman strength arm around this thing's neck, and it's its turn to start thrashing around the water. As you begin to squeeze it. You just begin. Al, your
Sweet.
turn.
All right, Al is going to. Hang on 1 second. Sorry.
Sure.
Sorry, I got a blow dryer going in the background. Al is going to.
I didn't hear dryer for the first second. I'm like, oh.
Al is going to try. Noticing that he is not getting any closer to the surface, Al is going to try and cast a spell. This time for really real.
Okay.
So first, I assume.
You know what? I'm going to be so generous. No,
Oh.
You know what? I'm going to be really generous, right? Because, we're gonna say you're able to. We're gonna save that 3 that you did to succeed in order to do this. We'll transfer it here right now, if that's okay by
Thank
you.
you. Oh yeah. Well, yes, absolutely.
It's all about fairness, you know what I mean? Like, you succeeded really well in order to cast a spell, and then because of a technicality, you didn't cast a spell, so I'm going to give you a redo on it. So, sure, let's use 3 actions, and what spell are you going to cast underwater?
I'm going to cast Carpet of Adhesion in a long, thin rope, and I'm
Okay.
going to try and have it start right around me, maybe with like 5 feet to spare, and cast it up and out towards the shore like 100 feet, so that I know, hopefully, it will land on the ground and stick.
I hope so. Okay, great. You'll have to spend your next action to hoist you up, but that spell does happen. Patrick, in the surface of the water, you see this huge rope-like tentacle, glowing yellow tentacle, shoot from the water and land nearby you, like maybe only about 15 feet away from you, and stick to the ground. You do recognize, though, its magical properties as probably a very strange carpet of adhesion. Okay, horse monster thing is now going to do an opposed grapple with Tom. So you guys are equally matched as far as strength. In fact, Tom, you're a teeny bit stronger. So I want you to roll a 1d20 and add 2, please. No, actually roll a 1d20 and add 5, because you have a great advantage of being around its friggin' neck, you know?
Okay. 8.
And it's just gonna roll a straight 1d20. And it gets a 9. So it is able to bring both of its arms to your forearm, and with its own strength begins to pry enough that it's able to slip its head away from you. But that's its entire action. It's still like in front of you, like a few feet away. You're both kind of swimming there underwater. Mila. You can also see Mila thrashing around, by the way, Tom, nearby.
Yeah. Mila is going to kind of... She's just kind of looking around, not really seeing anything. She looks kind of confused. I think that's going to be the extent of this action.
Okay.
Like, did I
you
move
float
up?
up another 3 feet. Yeah. Natural buoyancy, another 3 feet. You're like now 50 feet away from the top, from the surface.
Freedom!
Tom, your turn.
All right. I would like to reach out my hand and mentally use the magic net.
Okay. I can't remember. I think I get to do a dodge roll, right?
Saving throw, although there's no save versus magic, they can dodge by rolling a 16 or higher.
Hey! It's going to use its last action to dodge. And now that it's free, let's see what it's... Oh, it has a +4. Sweet. Alright, roll 1d20 +4. Over 16? Nope!
Okay, so...
The net connects with the creature.
Yes, and it is going to be snared for 10 melees.
Wow.
And it requires 2 full melee rounds to cut through, even with mega damage stuff.
Great.
And with
2 melees to cut through?
Yes, 2 melees.
Wow. Not melee actions, but melees. Wow. All right, cool. So 30 seconds. Cool. Yes. So that's your action. Ow.
Al's gonna begin. Now I know every time he touches the rope, his hand will be stuck to it, but he's going to like grab one and then use that to pull him up to grab another one, and then even though his hand's still stuck to it, he can still reach up and grab the next section with it, I would think. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, except it'll just get more and more bunched up, though, right?
Mm-hmm. But he's only got like.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. It's 5 feet. Okay, so. Yeah. Using that logic, you're able to do it, because if you had to do this to say do like 30 or 40 feet, it would get so bunched up it'd start like to stick to your body and your head and stuff, right? But since it's such a short distance away, you only need to do like what, like maybe 3 pulls of your arms to get to the surface. So that's what we'll say you did. 3 pulls of your arm. You're kind of stuck. Your arm, your hands are stuck to this adhesion, but your lungs fill with air as your head breaks through the swamp water. Okay. Yay! Mila, your turn.
Mila will regain some composure and attempt to swim again, this time trying to mimic a fish. Because I'm trying to think of like aquatic animal she would know, and like a fish got it.
Actually, there is something that might be neat. Is if she imitated Pam.
That's kind of the same. Yeah. We'll go with that. She'll think of Pamel and she'll start. Yeah, she'll start
wiggling.
Roll me a
D100.
I'm trying to color
Listen,
the
roll me D100 wiggly wee.
Wiggle.
You wiggle. you wiggle valiantly, but only manage to go another 3 feet. Probably because of the whole, natural buoyancy thing.
Wait, am I fish? Am I a mermaid? Am I? Okay, I have
She is a drowning meat popsicle.
That's me.
All right. Tom, your turn.
Can I use fly as the eagle underwater?
No, you cannot. You can use swim as a
Okay.
fish underwater. Fly as an eagle does not work. Are eagles known for swimming very well?
No,
Then no.
this doesn't have swim as a fish though.
It doesn't?
No, no,
You're
it
gonna-
doesn't.
Oh, my mistake. Then you'll just. Good thing you have that swim skill, Tom.
Yeah,
Or
it's
Mila
a-
might have been completely fucked.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to try and get to Mila.
Okay, great.
Try
You know
help
what?
her.
Hold up. I'm not going to have you just roll a ton of times, right? There's nothing mitigating. You stopped this horse monster thing from attacking you. So
Yeah.
it's not going to stop you. So we're going to use your same previous success on your swim check, okay?
Mhm.
Which means you're able to get to Mila in this turn and grab onto her. But that'll be it for this second. So top of the order. Horse. Mila can still hear the horse monster think, maybe she told truth. What? Seems to be thinking what a little bit louder in its head as it spends its entire turn with its sharp claws trying to tear through that magic net. So that's its entire action. That's all it's going to do. Patrick.
Alright, running back with his newfound rock. Patrick sees Tom has Mila, and seems to be Al's having a fantastic time getting back up.
Well,
Patrick's
in his
going
own way.
to he's gonna drop his rock and run back to the behemoth. He's been very effective.
all right. It took you 2 actions to get to the front of the behemoth to here. It's only fair that if you're going to be bolting just as fast, it takes 2 actions to get back to the entrance of the behemoth. Mila, you feel different hands on you, but not horse hands, Tom hands.
Tom
And
hands.
you can
Okay.
see the crystal. You can see, even though it's very blurry, right?
Mhm.
You can see shimmering
Oh, shit.
crystals in the white light. Yeah.
Patrick's not gonna go back to the behemoth.
Okay, well, tell you what. In the sense of fairness, Piph, let's resolve Mila's actions first, and then we'll go back to yours. Okay.
Yeah.
Typically, I don't like going back past the turn, but I'm in a very good mood today, so I'm gonna let it
Okay.
happen. But let me act first, okay?
Yeah.
Mila will only just grab hold of Tom and like hug him.
Okay. You know what? He's so close. You don't even have to do like a 2-strike or anything like that. But you grapple a hold of Tom. All right, Patrick. What did you really want to do?
Patrick's just going to stand there next to it, because if he moves away, the light goes away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Great.
great.
Okay. Okay. All right. Great. No problem. Then I'll allow it. Like I said, typically once your action's done, that's it. But I'm gonna make it like don't get used to this idea, guys. But I'm being cool.
Wait,
All right,
wait.
Tom.
I don't want to use the magic net on the
No, no,
What?
Let's not go do the thing with the horse.
don't poke the bear. And I'm the bear. Not actual. Oh shit! I forgot about all the NPCs.
Yeah, I was
It's
like,
okay.
I was going to
It's
get
okay.
back and like tell them that like there's a thing happening, but
Shit's going down.
No, we'll tell
Fuck.
them.
I got wait till the end of this melee round, and then I know what they're gonna do. Because this happens so quickly, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, I got an idea. You know, sometimes my okay. Go ahead, Tom. What are you doing?
I am going to try and gently using my arms grab a hold of Mila, and just using my legs kick up to try and swim up.
Okay, so now this is a little bit different. Could you please roll me a swimming check?
Okay.
No penalties.
Penalties? Okay.
Well, actually, okay, great. The penalty, actually, I changed my mind, but it was definitely not by 20, so you still succeeded. You're able to swim a good solid... Oh, wait, you still have superhuman speed.
Yeah. 44
So,
speed value.
tell you what, you spend 2 actions, you and Mila get right to the surface.
Boom. Done.
Okay. Mila, air's happening again, which is so good. Al, your turn.
Al is going to fully pull himself onto the shore, and
Okay.
immediately turn around. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Roll my D100.
Sure.
Okay. Your arms are pretty stickified with this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but you've been so far, even while pulling yourself to the shore, you've avoided your head, legs, and torso from hitting the sticky rope.
Okay.
Of course, you can dispel it. But yeah,
As soon as he's up on land, he's gonna dispel it and then probably breathe hard and turn back to the lake, ready for whatever. He doesn't even know what's going on, but he's ready.
Sure. Okay. That'll take 2 actions then to get you up to the
Sure.
surface and
Sure.
all that good stuff. Patrick. Oh yeah. So top of the order. So as promised. Since it is Patrick's term, actually, Patrick, you'll hear some frantic shouts behind you as Blink, Alicia, and Bear start running towards the surface of the water. During this time, I'm going to retroactive just a little bit, right? We're going to say because of the fury of what happened and how quickly Patrick, Tom, and Al ran out, there were some confused calls and questions behind you from Alicia and Blink and Bear and August. But this has only really been a matter of 40 seconds so far, which isn't a whole lot of time to react and figure out what's happened, right? So now, but now they've come to render some form of assistance, or in this case, try to figure out what happened to Mila and Tom. Because they can see Patrick now. It's not that they don't care about them. Anyways, Patrick, it's your turn.
Okay, so first things first, is around this particular hole of liquid, like land, dry land?
Yes. Not dry land, but solid land.
Is it submerged?
Portions of it are, but there are big patches that are not submerged. Correct.
Alright. I'm going to hopefully stress to everyone to get to this particular not submerged land.
Okay.
And Patrick's gonna cast a spell.
So, what we're going to do then is that it sounds like you want to do a paired action with, like, everybody, right?
Well, yeah, I'm casting spell costs like 2 turns, so I'm assuming people would have time to do such things.
Oh, yeah, everyone will have a chance to react. Okay, great. So, you're just letting me know ahead of time. Oh, okay, so his action was get to dry land, right? Or get to the surface. Okay. Great. So, Mila, Tom, you're now, you've now managed to breach the surface after the water clears from your eyes and your ears. At least Mila, Tom, you're fine with your helmet on. You both hear Patrick call out this instruction. Al can hear it too, obviously. Also, to help color the scene too, Bear and Alicia are right at the edge of the water, kind of reaching out for you and Tom, while Blink has moved to Al to assist him and get him up.
Whose turn is it?
It is Mila's turn.
Oh, Mila's just gonna she'll be breathing in very deeply, you know, getting all that oxygen back, but she's still just, like, attached to Tom.
Okay. So you'll probably just do your action with Tom then? We'll say it's maybe a paired action or something like that? Okay. That sounds good. Tom, what are you doing?
With my supernatural strength, I'm going to just easily pick up Mila and start booking it towards Patrick with my 44 speed value.
Great. And that is excellent. So I'm marking off both your actions there. Tom, with your... Typically, this would be a little bit more difficult, trickier, and even more time-consuming, but thanks to superhuman strength and speed, you're able to very, very quickly, amazingly so, get yourself and Mila out of the water and up on solid land within one action, like a period of 3 seconds. This is astounding, by the way. Yeah. But that's what... I mean... What's the point of having an awesome spell if it's not going to do something that astounds you,
I love
right?
this power armor. I just want to say I love this.
So, Al, your turn. Like I said, Blink is right by you. She's nearby you. You both heard Patrick's instruction, and she'll be able to assist you in whatever you wish to do.
Okay. Al would just nod thanks and take off towards Patrick.
Okay. All right. Blink will help you up
Mhm.
and move towards there. So in doing so, you won't lose an action or anything from getting up from prone or anything like that. We'll just say it's one action, a period of 3-4 seconds, and you and Blink get nearby where Patrick is on solid
Blink
land.
would hear squish, squish, squish as the water in his shoes.
as your water in your everything.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
Patrick,
like a
your
wet
turn.
cat.
All right, I would like to cast my spell.
Do it.
He is going to call lightning.
Oh, motherfucker. I figured, I'm like, as soon as he asked about dry land, I'm like, I bet you it's going to be something to do with lightning. And I was right. Okay. So what is the regular damage on that?
My level D6 mega damage.
1d6?
So
What my level, which is 7 D6
yeah,
mega damage.
7d6.
I'd like you to triple that, please,
Okay.
and then roll damage.
7 D6 times. Oh my gosh, where are you? There you go. 3. 78.
Okay.
Whoa.
We're gonna stop initiative here for a moment. We're gonna suspend initiative unless you guys want this to happen.
I want to do one last thing.
Sure. Before I get into my description, then I'll give you the opportunity as the spell is going off. What did you want to do, Tom?
I will notice this, recognize this, and also use it with the Mystic Power Armor.
Oh my God! Paired action lightning.
No.
Yes.
This is good. Now it's your turn to roll your damage and times it by 3.
6d6 times 3. 39?
Okay. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna pause combat here for a moment. As soon as Patrick's incantation ends, do you want lightning to come like from the sky or from your hands, Patrick?
From the sky. I think that's how
Okay.
the description goes.
Okay, great. So you hear a crack of thunder for a moment, and suddenly a lightning bolt sizzles from the sky down, hitting right into the center of this thick, swampy pool. A split second after, Tom raises his hand to point towards that same pool of water, and another, slightly smaller shot of electricity sizzles from his fingertips into the black-brown liquid. You can all see the surface of the water jolt with this energetic light, and it grows very still for a few seconds. And then you see on the surface a few oxygen bubbles bubble up. And soon comes the very unmoving body of a strange horse-like creature bobbing in the surface of the water, completely unmoving, either unconscious or dead. We'll slip out of initiative. We'll pause initiative for now, for lack of a better word. What do you guys want to do?
I'm going to check on Mila.
Well, Bear's already next to her, and Tom's nearby too. Yeah, what's up?
Tom's going to ask generally to everybody, while still staring at the body, with his hand outstretched towards it. Is everybody okay?
I would say he's fine.
Mila.
Mila's just sobbing.
Oh, oh, Bear moves next to you, and kind of gives you a bit of a side hug, but is also respecting. Yeah.
I was about to say, kind of like, when a toddler's crying and they're hugging one parent, Bear will come over and Mila will like koala over to him.
He scoops you up happily, and you hear him rumble, "I am so sorry I wasn't there. I thought it was just a stray animal."
Mila's just crying. She can't really comprehend the situation at the moment.
Fair enough. Patrick, now that you have your wits about you, now that things have calmed down, and you've seen significant physical evidence of this creature, you are quite certain what you encountered was something called a kelpie, a murderous monster with, of course, the heads of ugly horse, a human trunk, horse-like rear legs. It abides in deep rivers and streams and swamps, where it preys on humans, elves, and any other sentient creature. It hates all living things, it consumes and eats them, and its main attack, its main tactic, is to masquerade as a horse, drive individuals into the water, drown them, and then eat them.
Well, Patrick will make serious notes of this. He curses himself for not knowing this sooner. But
Yeah, I stealthily had you roll against that check, and you didn't realize what you're rolling against. So, but unfortunately, you didn't succeed very well. So.
Yeah, I think I rolled like an 90 some odd. Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
Well, no, not only that. Before that, when you first encountered the horse, I totally had you do that. I had everyone roll me a D100. I'm sneaky.
Okay.
You're
I got
so
like a
sneaky.
98.
I have to.
Yeah.
Anywho, suffice to say, yeah, it's not like it was for plot reasons you didn't understand. I wanted to give you a shot, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, please continue on with your action. What you guys would like to do at this point? We can either do a role play after the situation, or we can switch to a more, narrative talk about, move things along.
Yeah. Other than suggesting everyone get back on board the Behemoth, I think that I'm fine.
Blink agrees. Blink thinks it's high time to get the hell out of here and get back to the relative safety of the Rhapsody.
Yeah. Tom is going to say that he'll lag behind just in case it starts moving again.
Okay. You do so, and the creature doesn't seem to be moving at all in the water whatsoever. It is like a dead fish.
Okay. Then yeah, we'll get on.
So okay. Yeah, is it fair to say you guys once again board the Behemoth and get, return to your original destination?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I'm really liking to do that. Yes.
Okay, great. Well, then I'll just switch to a more descriptive thing. If you guys have any role plays you want to do in the meantime, feel free to stop, or we'll go back, right? But let's move things along as far as the story goes. Poor Mila, though. She was so excited about that horse, and then it tried to kill her.
That's so bad.
Yeah. I know. For my poor baby. My poor baby.
Yeah. Well, the world of Rifts is a dangerous place, right? Suffice to say, you are able to get back aboard the Behemoth, dry off, while Blink once again pilots it back towards the coastline. Tom, in your crystal mystic power armor, are once again able to skillfully swim back to where you hid the submerged Rhapsody, go through the airlock, and once again board the ship, creating small puddles of water as you go through the Rhapsody. Is it fair to say that perhaps before you get into the pilot's compartment, you check in where the Baron was resting?
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
You check in, and you still see the Baron's comatose body lying secured in Bear's bed.
Okay.
You get back to the cockpit, fire up the engines, and the Rhapsody emerges from the water. Pools of liquid dripping off of it as the cargo bay, as it lands onto a clear area. The group once again boards, thankfully, and you're able to pick your next destination. Where would you guys like to go?
Before we actually take off, I'm going to
Sure.
ask Alicia if she would be willing to tag in.
Oh, she'd be more than likely. She's definitely. So she'll be piloting the ship at this point.
Because
I
think-
love that picture, by the way, Criana.
Oh,
yeah, it's
thank you.
super cool.
Do you like the butt?
Yeah, I was about to say his butt's very shiny.
Yeah. I'm proud of the butt.
I think Tom
Nice.
is going to want to mop up the puddles that he created by going in and out of the airlock. That kind of stuff. Clean up.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I do want to say, for the sake of description, after you board, the airlock, once you're back onto the surface, the airlock is, of course, filled with water, but that's easily being able to be drained out of the Rhapsody, not a problem.
Yeah.
But what would you like your next destination to be, guys?
Ipshming, right, guys?
Yes, Ipshiming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Ipshiming, it is. Once again, we'll make this, we'll speed things along relatively quickly. So my only question will be this, as I always ask when you start to fly in the Rhapsody, is how high up do you guys want to go? And how fast do you want to go?
Well, we are right here.
Where are you? Where are you looking at? Give me a moment. I'm
This
too
is the
busy.
crew.
Yeah. That's right. So
So
you're
we
actually
should
right
park
there. Yeah,
right
you're
around
right
here.
there. Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking that we should go around this direction while gaining altitude up to our normal. We discussed 10 miles, right?
Yeah, 10
That's
miles.
our
Yeah.
limit. Okay. Up to
Well,
the
not
10
not your
miles.
limit. You can go as high as you want to, but I realized how high 20 miles was and how it's really
Yeah.
hard to get a beat on what the fucking ground is like from there. So
Yeah.
we agreed on a 10 mile for the vantage point that you guys have been operating on. You can still go higher if you want, though. It's up to you. Or lower, but
Nah.
your
I
standard so
think-
far has been 10 miles, and so far it's kind of worked.
I think, as a proposal, we should go out this way, gain altitude to 10 miles, and then swing out this way, around from the Coalition State Ironheart right here,
Mm-hmm.
and around to about maybe here to drop
Okay.
off the Rhapsody. Because
Okay.
that's not that far off from Ipshiming.
No, it's not.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Great. So if that's fine by everyone, we'll say that's the flight path that you take. And it doesn't take very long going at cruising speed, I assume. In fact, it takes probably less than an hour, even with all those, circular, ways of going.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an option to land. Once again, you can kind of land on the coastline, but this one's quite rocky, okay? But you do know, especially, it's very funny actually, because it was this area and this area. As you fly around, you do notice, with the exception of the north of Wisconsin, which just looks like thick tree lines, when you get closer to the borders, or what are the known borders of the Kingdom of Ipshiming, it's not like there are lines drawn on the ground, but you'll do notice, you can see dots and dots of civilization, little communities from here and there and all over the place. But you do know, and actually this area that you pointed out and this area have the densest amount of woods and the largest collections of small lakes. So if you're still looking for a water covert opportunity, you could choose a lake that's in this region rather than the rocky coastline.
All right. Before you continue on,
Sure.
none of the pings that you were doing showed up.
Oh, of
So
course, of course. So yeah,
wrong one.
this area and
Okay.
this area have a
Okay.
lot of forests and lakes. High concentration of them, let's just say. High concentration of wilderness, low concentration of civilization.
Like a little lake over here would be really neat.
Yeah,
Like
there is one actually. You know what's really funny? I totally went into fucking Google Maps and looked at the region. I'm like, there are a surprising amount of little lakes around here. So yeah. And although the landscape has shifted in 300 years in Apocalypse, it hasn't shifted that much.
Is there a flat place nearby to unload?
We're gonna say in this area there are about 5 small lakes, and one of them does have a clear, non-forested area that's nearby, maybe about 100 feet or so, that you're able to unload in within a close proximity.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be our best option. Now,
Well, I mean, how are we gonna go about this? Do we want to just bring all of our toys and go, hey, we want to solve this, or do we want
That's
to
a
just
great question.
approach the town, or what? Because if we just want to approach the town, we just offload and then get to Ipshiming, and then we go back for our stuff.
I think that yeah, here's the thing. Since we don't know anything about Ipshiming, maybe it would be best not to bring all our stuff with us and then just parade it around town looking at sellers. Might be best to see the lay of the land and start mentioning to people, hey, we've got some stuff to sell, and maybe set something like that up first.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
What if we were to spend the time to, quote unquote, catalog all of the stuff we are interested in selling?
Yes.
Take a few pictures, and then don't bring them. Submerge the Rhapsody with all of the stuff in there, and then go find somebody who is interested and show them the pictures.
I think that's a fantastic idea. I was already going to suggest, too, that Patrick take what pictures we can of the engine. And get what schematics we can of the engine, and then there's no reason why we can't do the Rhapsody, right? And the idea of we can't just sell them there's no way we can give them plans to that engine, but we can give them as much information as we can, which might interest someone.
I'm iffy on that because we might tilt our hand just like we did with James T, and interest somebody so much that they'll be willing to do whatever they want or whatever it takes to get that.
Okay, so let's keep that in our back pocket, and let's just concentrate on the power armors and whatever else we want to sell, which we should take a look at. Here's an interesting question that I'm not sure who would know this. Maybe, I don't know, but the weapons on the Rhapsody, the hard points the weapons are attached to, do Earth-like weapons not have the ability to attach this? Basically, if we sold those weapons, we wouldn't be able to replace it with something because they're not the same tech. Yeah, I know. I don't know the answer to that question.
Inferno went BRB, so
all right. I guess we'll ask him. Yeah, because my thought was this: if we're looking at getting a lot of money, how often are we planning on using those weapons, given that they're not incredibly powerful, and that they're on the one thing we hope not to get into combat with?
It also depends on if we're able to get that that tank that you were talking about.
Well, yes, but my thought was
hold on, because it's hard to talk over you. If we are able to get that tank, then sure, I can see getting rid of a few of the weapons. But if we aren't, or something similar, then it's our best. It's like it's all we have. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, no, my thought was if we can attach Earth-like weapons onto those hard points, we could probably sell the space ones for a lot more than what it would cost to replace them with Earth ones.
True, I guess.
But that's a big if. That is a big if, so...
It would also depend on the technology and the hardwiring and how it interacts with the computer and yada 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 yada.
Exactly, which is why I was saying I don't know if we can replace them with Earth tech.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure that we can, because we do know that it's going to take a while to convert the just basic data from the file storage system that was in space to the one that is used in Earth.
We also need to find out too if the Rhapsody has like missiles it can launch, right?
Yes. It has
Um,
missiles and smart bombs.
we need to see if it can even fire Earth-made missiles, because otherwise we might be kind of stuck with whatever we have and then no way to replace them.
You have to find out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Inferno.
Yeah.
The question. This was a question that I don't know if anyone would know. In our
We'll
group.
find out.
Sure. The weapons on the hard points on our ship, the railgun and the plasma cannon, I think it is.
Yes.
Um,
Laser cannons, I think.
laser cannons.
Oh, I can't remember. Yeah.
Would we be able to replace them with Earth tech, or are they too different? Like, no Earth gun would work on that hard point.
You wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that at all. Patrick would need, or someone with an engineering background has to spend a significant amount of time studying it and trying to come up with compatibilities, and more importantly, seeing what other weapon systems and do a compare and contrast against them. But it's not something you'd be able to tell at a glance, unfortunately.
I honestly kind of think we shouldn't mess with the weapon systems.
I
at least
agree.
right now.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's,
I was
a
thinking.
neat idea, but
Well, like I said, I was saying that if we could just replace them, then it would be worth looking into. But if we don't know, then it's not worth looking into.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, before you guys, I'll let you guys figure out exactly what you want to do and what you take with you. And then I want to just step back just a little bit because there is a small role play I want to do as you're flying to the kingdom of Ipshaming. But let's get you guys sorted with what you want to do and how you want to approach the city.
Yeah, we were thinking of just cataloging everything we want to sell, like lining it up, taking detailed pictures and stats and all that, and not actually bringing anything with us to the city. So.
Okay, so we'll be able to use Patrick's photography for once. So you want to take pictures of everything that you're interested in selling, diagnostic, statistics, descriptions, etc. Okay.
Sure. Maybe like some videos of examples. Like for example, we can use one of the space laser rifles to show its effectiveness, that kind of thing.
Sure. So tell you what. I'll say it takes you guys about 3 hours to catalog everything and do your demonstrations and your pictures and write things down, okay? And let's just say, for the sake of simplicity, I don't want the list right now because that's going to take the rest of our session just to figure out, all right? How about in between this session and next, you guys figure it out and we just say that's what you cataloged. You know what I mean? We'll give it a free... a free-flowing space here, so we're not bogging things down with talking about statistics and shit like that. Sound good?
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. So of course you'll spend some time cataloging, and in fact, it'll be during this cataloging time that August will approach at least Tom and Al. Preferably, he's trying to approach you guys at a point where the majority of you are all together. Do you think we could come up with some sort of opportunity like that?
Sure. What if everyone was cataloging everything in a common space? So we had a bunch of people around.
Sure. So is it fair to say that all the PCs are here at this point?
Sure.
Okay. So August will nervously fidget at the bridge of his glasses, and he sits back from the computer when he was helped cataloging, takes a small break, and he says, do you remember a few days ago now when we were very astoundingly whisked away from deep space by the planet of Mars and came back here I mentioned my intention of staying with the network, and you explained it was not a wise idea since so many questions would be asked. You mentioned that if I wanted to leave this particular outfit, this particular organization, find a fine place and drop me off there. I never really mentioned this before, but I was born in the Manastique Imperium, and frankly, I am familiar enough with the Northern Gun. In fact, it was many years ago that in Escanaba that I first joined up with the Red Suns, Gyro's little band. If it's all right by you, after we're done cataloging, I like to collect my personal things and journey with you to Ipshaming. But once you leave, I don't think I should come with you.
All right. That's what you want to do.
Well, I don't want to really get into the bulk of it, but let's just say and he kind of looks up to the ceiling and says, this wasn't everything that I expected, and I think I want to make my own way now for a while.
No, that's, I mean, understandable. Look, you don't have to explain it to us. If nothing else, it's dangerous to be around us sometimes.
Yes, he says, and he says that with a complete and utter straight face looking right at you. Yes, it is.
Well then, we wish you well, and know that if we're ever in the area and you need a friend, well, you can contact me at least.
He gives a thin smile and says, that's very nice of you to say.
Well, I guess that...
Sorry.
Is that a fucking picture? Mm-hmm.
I guess that August date is gonna have to, be put off to the side. Well, that August party. Anyways, do you need any credits or anything like that?
He looks at you all and he kind of rolls his shoulder back a little bit, clearly looking uncomfortable, and he says, when you first approached me to join, I signed a very sketchy contract. Let's just say I was befuddled both by pain and, he quickly glances over at Mila, other things. You are not obligated contractually to pay me any sort of credits, and in fact the period of time that we've spent, I have to say, I've definitely seen things that are enough to fill one of Aaron Tarn's books. The experience itself was something I'll never forget, but I'm not gonna lie. Until I find new employment, a small stipend of credits would be appreciated.
Tom will look over to Al. Give me 2 seconds, just really quickly out of character.
Oh, I was gonna be like, sure, Tom, take off.
And August was gonna be like, 1, 2.
No.
$10.
What's $1?
Tom will look over to Al and ask, do you think $6,000 is good or no?
I mean, if everyone's okay with that, it's fine. August, would that be enough to? It should be enough to help you stay on your feet.
Wait. Patrick, I know I'm supposed to ask you before I make any purchases or give out money anymore. I'm sorry.
Well, it depends on the region that he's being dropped off at and how much he's asking for what he wants. August, do you have anything to fall back on?
He says, I suppose I could make my way back home, but honestly, I was hoping that there'd be a lot of opportunities in Ipshaming. I do have a very particular set of skills, and I was in high demand when I was with the Red Suns. I just wasn't treated very well. Maybe I'll find a group, or maybe I'll work on my own. Suffice to say, there's a lot of people in Ipshiming, there's a lot of technology. I'll be a lot better than in some hovel or outpost like Greencastle.
Okay. Then I propose giving you what I got as a live your life cost. 2,000.
I'll take it.
All right. Tom will go and take care of that.
Okay.
He will come back and hand over the credits and go, all right. There is one last thing I would like to ask.
Sure.
Can you please keep the Rhapsody a secret?
Yes. I can imagine you would want that.
Mm-hmm.
Suffice to say, I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't considering selling my stories. However, I'm not a stupid person, he says as he takes off his glasses and polishes them with the edge of his shirt. If I say I have top secret knowledge of an advanced spacecraft, how quickly do you think that interested and unscrupulous parties would scoop me up and pry the information from me? No. Silence is the watchword, at least until I hear reports of, well, you not being around anymore. Maybe when I'm an old rich man.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of that, not actually. Sorry, that's out of character. So I wait until the scene's over.
Okay, well, we can wrap up the scene right now. As long as you take off your 2,000 credits, it'll go into August's pocket. He'll pack up his things. He won't leave the ship, but he's going to, of course, accompany you to Ipshiming. He'll probably maybe hang around with you guys for a little bit, but like he said, he's not going to be moving on when you guys decide to move on.
Yeah.
All right.
I removed the $2,000.
Okay.
So speaking of that, obviously, we're thinking of not bringing all our stuff to Ipshiming with us, except for the videos and all that stuff. I think it would be best. We haven't really discussed are we taking the behemoth or are we not taking the behemoth, but I think it would be best to get all the things we plan on selling off of the Rhapsody and somewhere else outside of the city, so that, for example, let's say that someone's really interested in the stuff we showed them and try to follow us back somewhere. They would follow us back to where we had the stuff ready and waiting, if that makes sense. Not the Rhapsody.
I guess, but where?
Well, there's a couple of options. Option one is we're taking the behemoth and we just store it there.
We can't store everything in the behemoth.
Yeah, the storage space is limited.
We have a glitter boy, we have at least 2 star screens, and I'm fairly sure we want to sell both of the Mars rovers. That's way, way too much stuff.
Well, the rovers we can certainly just drive with it. They don't have to be stored
The
anywhere.
glitter boy obviously cannot fit inside the behemoth. The most you'd be able to get in the behemoth in the cargo area are the 2 star screen power armors.
Wait, what if we took out like the ATVs and the hover cycles?
Unfortunately, Squee, the cargo dimensions of the behemoth are smaller than the dimensions of the glitter boy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like 14 or 15 feet tall.
It's a giant fighting robot.
Yes.
Got it.
Wow. I like how you said wow. Like, I know it was just like, wow, I didn't know that, but it sounded like, wow, so that's how you're going to play it? I'm like, it's mad. It can't fit.
Yeah, no, I was thinking, but if we like lay it on its back, if it can fit it, okay, that's fine.
No, we can't Tetris this.
Well, no, that's fine. So we need to find somewhere else to put them. But the thing is, the thing is, we don't want to go back to the Rhapsody until we are ready to go, because if someone is really good at their job and follows us right back to the Rhapsody, that's bad.
Well, yeah. but we might just have to take that risk. I mean, unless we can find a cave and then cause a cave in or something, or I don't know anywhere around here where we can store everything.
Well, a far better option, I think, would be to find, at the very least, a wooded area or something. Leave the behemoth, the rovers, and the glitter boy there. We don't have to put them in the behemoth, but because here's my thing.
But
If someone follows us back to the Rhapsody, that is huge.
Well, yeah, but if somebody just finds all this stuff in the middle of a forest,
We wouldn't leave it
just-
unprotected. We'd have to leave some
We wouldn't?
NPCs around. Well, no, right? Yeah, we
I don't know. I thought everybody was coming with us to.
They don't have to. I mean, they'd like to, but they don't have to.
we
I mean,
take-
it's a nice big city. Who doesn't want to come?
It's true. I mean, unless you guys, if you think it's fine leaving it on the Rhapsody, actually, theoretically, here's another idea. If someone followed us, they would just follow us to a lake.
Yeah, basically.
So that's
And
not as
just-
bad.
All we really need to do is like camp there for the night, make sure nobody's following us, and go, okay, then we can go in and get the Rhapsody.
Okay.
Heads up, by the way, I decided to just do, while you guys had the discussion, I decided to look into it. I mistakenly remembered. I thought the Rhapsody, I mean, the Behemoth, had a 10-foot square cargo space, and I, like everyone else said, I thought the Glitter Boy was 14 feet tall. I was looking at the
Yeah.
specifics. Turns out it's a 15-foot square cargo space, and the Glitter Boy is actually only 11 feet tall and 4 feet
Oh.
wide and 4 feet long. So, yes, it would take up the majority of it. You wouldn't be able to put in the rovers at all, but you'd be able to put in the 3 power armors in the Behemoth, in the back of the Behemoth.
I didn't know. I thought that was a robot. Huh.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Yeah.
But the new style Glitter Boy, you know why? Because the old style
Oh.
is very big. But the new
It's
style
because it's
is
the space
sleeker.
style.
It's the space
Yeah.
style. Yeah.
Okay, well, but still, now that we've been thinking about it, the if someone's following us back, and we can do whatever we can to ensure that doesn't happen, but they would follow us to a lake, and at most they would see us dragging things from the lake, which is suspicious, of course, but that's not the same as, hey, look, giant spaceship. So I'm fine leaving everything on the Rhapsody. We'll just have to be extra careful when we come back to get everything.
Mhm.
Besides, I don't want to have force NPCs to stay behind. Like seriously,
I
that's
would
mean.
I would honestly like everybody to come along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So you guys got that all sorted out, what you're going to do. Want to run that by me real quick?
Okay. We already have all of the documentation and all the stuff that we are planning on selling, which we will get to you between sessions. We are going to leave everything on top of the Rhapsody, which we are going to submerge into one of the lakes.
Okay, great.
We are going to go with everybody, with the Rhapsody still submerged, over to Ipshiming. We're going to see what happens,
Sure.
figure stuff out, try and find a buyer. If they are interested, we will go back.
Okay.
I am suggesting that we, once we get to the lake, camp for a bit so we can figure out if somebody was following us. And then go and retrieve our stuff, go sell it, and everything's hunky-dory.
Okay. Great. Fantastic. So my only question is, what vehicles are you taking to get to Ipshiming? Is it the Behemoth or no?
I don't think we are going to be taking the Behemoth.
Okay.
I think
So
we
you
are
do still
probably-
have your old ATV still in the
Yeah.
space of the Behemoth, but won't be able to fit everybody.
It'll be Alicia, Bear, Mila,
August, you,
August.
Patrick, Al. That's way too many people. And Blink.
and Blink. So that's
Especially
8.
for Patrick.
Yeah.
Patrick's
Um,
ATV can hold up to 3 uncomfortably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I am going to be taking my Wastelander motorcycle, which
Okay.
can handle one more person on my back.
Well,
I
I
do
think-
believe...
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Criana still has Melissa.
Yeah, she does.
Oh, that's right, Melissa. That old piece of junk.
And
Mhm.
Al has
You
his
didn't get a new
hovercycle
one, so.
now.
It's true.
Yep.
Okay. So you'll be taking your more conventional craft. Okay,
Yeah.
great. So we'll be good. You'll have enough room for everybody then. If everyone
Yeah.
takes their own personal vehicles plus the NPCs go in Patrick's ATV.
And
Great.
I would also
Mhm.
recommend everybody just bring basic body armor.
Okay.
You know, like
All right.
grenadier, all that stuff.
Sure. So, I gotta. Oh, sorry. Is there anything else you guys want to discuss? I have a role play scene
Yes.
on the. Oh yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. What's up, Patrick?
Would it be super offensive to you if Patrick wear the gold armor?
To me,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay, cool.
If you wanna bling out, go ahead and bling out. You're just gonna cause attention to us.
Yeah. Patrick likes
you're
the armor
comfortable
a
with
bit
that,
too
go
much.
for Yeah, that's fine. Are you cool with it, Criana?
I don't care.
Okay, and Squee's not here, so yeah, sure.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Great. So gold armor. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to discuss? Like I said, I have a scene that an NPC, I guess you could say, initiated scene. Maybe not even. But I got a scene here on the works. If we want to move on to that.
I'm good.
You groovy? Okay. So after you guys sort this out, you catalog things for a few hours. And August finishes and he goes to retire to his room. He opens up the door and gives a surprised little look, seeing who's sitting there on the bed. And he goes, "Oh, hi, Mila."
Nora.
Oh. He says, then his mouth purses as he looks immediately to his shoes.
Mm-hmm. I'm not here to stop you or anything ridiculous like that. You and I don't get along, but what was your initial goal for coming with us?
He takes a deep breath and he looks up at you and he gives a bit of a shrug and he says, "I don't know. I didn't really have a goal other than not work for Gyro anymore." And, well, he begins to like pick at the door with his fingers as he continues, and you seemed, well, nice enough and, you know, interested.
Mm-hmm. Now, my only confusion is, ever since you joined up with us, I mean, clearly we're all stupidly social. Maybe not me, but Mila and Al and Tom and, well, Patrick's weirdly social. She kind of like goes off into thought for a second before kind of snapping out of it and looking back at him. But you never gave us a chance. Why is that?
He looks at you with a pained expression on his face. And he walks over to the side of the bed on the opposite side of you.
Mm-hmm.
He rests his forearms on his knees. And he looks to the floor and he says, I could say that I'm not very good with dealing with people. I could say that some of the things that you guys have done or said have, well, not been optimal. But you see him squint his eyes a little bit, and he bites the bottom of his lip, and he looks extremely nervous. But eventually, he spits it out. Have you ever loved someone and hated someone so intensely, both at the same time?
Nora will look at him and shake her head.
Well, I do. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know how to understand the signals I get, And so I just keep to myself.
Well, I mean, there's not a lot to understand. I mean, you're trying to bring logic into something that's not logical.
No, he says, and he actually sits up a little bit. But now you understand why I've been acting the way I have.
Why didn't you say anything?
What?
Why did you lash out on everyone? It doesn't make any sense to me.
And you don't make any sense to me, he says, and he looks you in the eye. Why would someone so beautiful, so talented, get something stuck inside your head like that? Get an experimental implant? Why would people who are so kind-hearted get mixed up with a god or a demigod or some crazy powerful lizard thing?
Well, I can't speak on behalf of the others. They certainly have done things that I don't agree with. But as far as these, and Mila will kind of part her hair, or not Mila, Nora will part her hair and show the implants. These signify that I died once already.
Kind of looks down and he says, listen, I'm sorry if I acted weird or disclosed or standoffish or, but you're driving me a little crazy, and not in a good way. And, oh, no offense, he says, as he looks to the probes in your head and then looks down. I didn't mean it like that.
She raises an eyebrow. She didn't think he meant it, but now that he brought it up.
It's just, now that I got that off my chest, let me ask you something. I understand you got split personalities. And if I understood and heard right, you drink some sort of tea to calm yourself down, right? I remember Patrick had to make up something in space for you to stop you, to calm you down.
Right.
Do you know about Mila?
Yes.
Then why was she so nice to me, and why are you so mean?
Mila and I have different ways of expressing ourselves. Mila's much more open about it. I'm much more guarded.
I see, he says. He crosses his arms a little bit, and he says, well, okay, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's good to hear it, We've been moving around this ship, moving from problem to problem, and it's never actually ever been said. None of this.
No, it hasn't.
Well, maybe I don't hate you so much anymore. But, listen, he closes his eyes a little bit, and he says, there's no chance that we would ever be together, right?
Not right now, no.
Yeah. Okay, but he takes a deep breath and he looks you square in the eye. He says, how about we come to an understanding with each other then instead?
All right.
Okay. So, all right. I've been thinking about this a lot. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking that, there wasn't really so much difference between Gyro and you guys, right? Gyro would tell me to do something, had expectations, right? Now, you guys didn't order me around, but I was kind of whisked off doing things that you wanted, right?
Sure.
Like this whole idea with the Baron and this Tyrath creature and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I wanted to leave so much was twofold. One is that I had or still have mixed feelings with you, but now that we've had this frank discussion, things are coming to a new light. But it doesn't solve the other problem.
Which is the which is the Tyra.
No. Oh, give me a moment. Give me 2 seconds.
You got it.
Just got to answer this text. So then he responds with, he goes, well, not just the Tyrath thing. Besides, it sounds like he's doing his own thing now for a little while. It's just my interaction with the rest of the outfit, the organization. How about this? I get a little bit more of a say. I'm able to express my opinions without being threatened with or threatened for or pushed around. And in response, I will try to be more open with everyone and more considerate of other people's feelings.
Nora will actually smile at that. As long as you don't pick on Mila, we don't have a problem, but she's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Yes, I guess that was my other mistake. I didn't realize how different she was from you. I didn't really get to know her when we first met. I just thought she was some eccentric, free-spirited girl. But now spending these months together with you, I can see the complexity of the situation. And I can adapt to it necessarily.
So, you still want to leave?
Maybe not just yet. As long as we can come to an agreement.
She'll hold out her hand.
He takes it.
And she'll shake
First
it.
timidly, but when he shakes it a few times, you feel, a little bit more of a harder squeeze back. Okay, then. An agreement it shall be.
All right. Well, I'm glad we had this talk.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, I think.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here. She'll get up awkwardly and look around and kind of rub the back of her head, glance down at him, glance at the door, glance down at him, and walk out.
Okay, fair enough. So later on, we could roleplay this if you guys really wanted to. But suffice to say, August will say that he's reconsidered his opinion. If he'll still have him, he'll still be around. We can totally roleplay it though if you want. I'm more than fine with it. It'd be really funny hearing him.
Let's roleplay it.
Okay.
I'm interested in roleplaying it.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's do that then.
Specifically him telling Tom that he's reconsidering.
Okay. All right. This will be fun. So about 10 minutes after he initially leaves, he comes back and he looks very different. He kind of scratches the back of his head for a change, and he kind of looks from left to right and he goes, "Hey, can I talk to you again?"
Sure. Is there something you forgot or something?
Well, no. Let's just say things have changed. I had a conversation with Nora, it was.
Ah,
we came to a bit of an understanding.
She didn't hit you this time, did she?
No, no, she didn't. Thankfully,
Okay. So what's up?
we sorted things out between her and I, and things were brought to light. Suffice to say, I was informed that my withdrawn behavior and my manner of speaking with you all has gotten unnerving. But what has also been unnerving to me is how I feel that my input is not taken into significant consideration. So we came to an agreement, and I was wondering if it could be extended the same to you. And if we can come to this agreement, then perhaps I don't need to stay in Ipshaming. Perhaps I can stay with this outfit a little while longer. The understanding is simple, really, in concept. I will be less withdrawn. I will be less standoffish. I will be less critical. In exchange for my genuine attempt at changing my own behavior in how I relate with you all, I would like my opinions to be given a little bit more weight than they have in the past.
When did we not give your opinions weight?
Outcast Station.
Oh, you mean the whole room trading thing? Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's the most clear example. There are a few minor ones, but that has been a sticking point for some time, especially between you and I.
Yeah, to be honest, I just really did not like how you were talking to me and how you were trying to dismiss the effort that we were trying to put into protecting my dog. I went off. That was my bad. I probably shouldn't have done that, and I'm sorry.
Well, there is a scientific law that says that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Suffice to say, perhaps I could have altered things to prevent such a reaction from you.
Yeah. Honestly, it was just the demanding part. If you asked and suggested that you wanted a different place instead of demanding it, after we went out and did everything, that just really rubbed me the wrong way. But you'll make an effort, so that's good. I'm fairly sure that everybody will agree. So that also means that our August day is going to be back on. That's going to be sweet.
What is an August day?
Oh, the group was planning on having a day where we just forced you to interact with us and watch movies and stuff.
Oh.
He
gives a surprised laugh. I didn't realize you guys cared that much. Well, we'll put that back on.
You're kind of a recluse. We didn't really know you that much, so what are we supposed to do? Just not do anything?
I didn't realize that, he says.
Yeah.
I just thought you guys didn't care all that much. I knew Alicia talked to me from time to time, but it was just, a friendly thing.
Yeah. We care about everybody who comes along with us.
I have noticed that. That is one big difference between you and Gyro, is that you do care a lot about the people that you're with. Almost to a fault, but I'd rather be with a group like that than the opposite.
Fair enough. I think everything should be in order. There's only one thing left. He's gonna hold out his hand.
He looks at it and he goes, "Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Bury the Hatchet.
He's gonna take his hand and shake it. I was talking about the credits.
Oh,
But-
yes, of course. Although, yes, he'll hand over the cred stick.
Yeah.
We'll
What we
keep the
usually
same.
do.
Mhm.
What we usually do is, if there's anything that you want, you just let us know and we go and get it.
I guess you'll have to forgive my mercenary days. I'm used to exchanging hard work for hard credits or goods. But it's very clear that you guys run things different. I can
Yeah.
adapt to it, though.
We kind of run things more like a family.
Indeed.
Is that a good stopping place?
I think so. I think that's actually a perfect stopping point, honestly. Squeepy has to take care of a few things regardless, and I mean, we can start with next session with you guys rolling right into Ipshaming and doing exciting things there.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's gonna be
Awesome, fun times, good stuff, good stuff.
And
That's
see,
exciting.
Tom and an NPC buried the hatchet.
They did. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm very impressed. I was playing August just as August, but things were changed. It's exciting. That's really good. Before we go though, Criana, I was wondering if you could do us one small favor.
Yeah.
Could you take us through the doodles that you've been drawing? Because
Yeah.
I've only been able to get little bits and pieces of
My
them, but I'd love
favorite
to see.
Is layer 15. Actually, my favorite was a really like well drawn face, and then like the stupidest little body was.
I think I deleted that one.
I saw it deleted and my heart sank for a second.
Yeah, there's a lot that just gets deleted. Okay, so that was, I don't know, that was just a face. You can see me digressing as I'm getting more tired. That was Christina in chat. Yeah. That was supposed to be Alicia. I don't really know what happened.
Yeah, I was about to guess it was Alicia. Well, you don't know what happened. She looked awesome.
I was just like, scratch. That's evil Jackie.
I love how chubby she is.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
She's doing like the Mr. Burns thing.
Yes.
Excellent.
Excellent.
This one is upside down because, hang on, I can fix it.
Oh man. This one I might have to ask you to tweet or something or share.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
keep
these
it
are all
on-
tweeted.
Oh,
Yeah, they're all tweeted already.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Already?
yeah. This
Wow.
is the battle. It's Al going like, "Shoot, I can't fucking swim." Patrick like, "What the fuck am I gonna do?" Tom like, "I fucking got this." Mila like, "I'm screwed."
Tom's like, I got this, Al. I got this, Al.
Al's like, "I'll help."
I got this.
Patrick's just like resigned. He knows I can't really do much. And then let's just take a good look at
I've tried
that
this
flesh.
hard.
There we go.
I've
It's a nice
tried
ass.
so hard.
Oh, there's only one thing I've no. Actually, wait. I don't know if its humanoid form has a tail. I'd assume it was.
I didn't see a tail in the picture you posted.
But... tail either. Yeah, me
Yeah,
neither.
I
Now
think
that
it
I
was
think
just-
about it.
A little ass cheek.
Yeah, you're right. There is no tail. There's no tail.
Then this was another request from chat where it was Leon, and then Lee was writing Leon, and then Mila was writing Lee.
Yeah.
So I gave like Leon like super swole muscles.
Yeah, I saw those. Those were amazing.
I was like, should I fix this? I'm like, no, this is great.
Like a gorilla.
Yeah, just like
Amazing.
fucking going.
Amazing.
Like, imagine they're
No,
going off
He,
full
he
speed.
skips leg day. He skips
Yeah.
leg day.
He's
It's
definitely. This is just me asking for requests,
Mm-hmm.
and then this was Teen Hannibal.
Yeah. The thing is, if anybody would understand, it would be Tom.
He's just going through a rebellious teen phase.
Yeah.
Be
and
like,
being
you're right, I don't
Tom-
understand, because I understand not understanding.
Here. And then
Yeah.
when he reaches adulthood, he'll just be a normal dog.
Doggy.
For now, he's got the emo hair and the angst.
I love it.
Love it. I just love it.
Yeah,
Down.
that was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Great session, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I might have
No,
to like do a really shitty clip of that really nice face on the shitty body.
Yeah, go for it. Just print screen it and then put it on.
Be low pixels and be like, I found it.
It's bad a
I
foul.
Founded it.
love Patrick.
This is
It's
it all
beautiful.
together.
Oh,
Oh no.
You can still just see the little butt though. Good stuff.
That's a
Great
nice
stuff.
unicorn butt he has over there.
I know it just will not be ignored.
Yeah.
It will not be ignored.
That was so sad though. That it turned out to be a giant monster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was just one of those situations where it had like the perfect circumstance to just be like, this is not a good situation.
This is
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So you really thought that I had swim as a fish?
I did for some reason. My bad.
Yeah.
It didn't change anything, thankfully.
No.
But yeah, I
Maybe
thought there was
that-
swim with a fish.
Maybe that other one that wasn't in the Northern Gun had swim as a fish on it or something like that. Maybe that's where it got confused.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Squee had to
Squee's gone.
leave.
Bye.
Oh dear. Okay.
Speaking
Well,
of-
we should end this stream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we should
gonna go ahead and
Get
stream.
sleepy.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
It's been good.